But it is Istanbul Wildcats going to be clashing with Brute Force. One headshot on top of BSD.
True, but they are kind of, we do have their, oh no, you just peaked a little bit too much, unfortunately, Hello Senpai. But the rest of both Istanbul Wildcats, and we do see two other members, Amadeus and Mackin on the side of Brute Force, joining in on the fun. Lada, one of the top fraggers, it's Genzo does knock out Amaris from above, as Fade is going to be able to fire the shots off, but does not.
Great, here it is. Unfortunately, PG-18, yeah, but seems right off the bat.
Yeah, Nemeth taken out by the boom from Jokers. As now they're going to turn their attention on the other members, as Team Unique also looking for the side of PG-18. Higgy gets taken down from MJ Sports. This is the kill feed. Whether they're a fan of it, but either way, huge potential. Looking for Air Station Mike. Des out from the side of Team Unique. Does get knocked out by the tab from Jokers.
Huge.
Now it's starting to close in. That tick damage is going to be strong if you get caught out in the blue zone. As they look to run across, run Rabbit, run. As the kill feed is popping off, MJ Sports taking out one member, another member on the side of better luck next time.
Of the side of Tempest.
Here
it is, Apocalypse! Gonna be getting that push out from the side of Tempest, but unfortunately that peak on the side will be enough to take him out. Apocalypse will be knocked out. That's gonna be now only BSD remaining the last side of Istanbul Wildcats. Can he do the moves? Can he do the plays against the full forces of Tempest?
He hasn't seen
look to the side, but it will not be enough. Tempest finally can he get res back up? He's so low that he's bleeding out. Seemed like he could just get there in time, but the grenade will be chucked over by Set. They don't have the information on him. They're just focused mainly on the forces of Northern Lights. The grenade does get shut, and it does get secured, as Hani will be also the next casualty from Set. And he's in a great map. Not going to get rezzed up. I'm pretty surprised if that doesn't happen. Yeah, information straight on through that four nicely done. Stratos actually not taking too much damage from that, but he knows exactly where he is. Got the valley, can just chuck a grenade. It's going to roll over to his feet. That might be the end of Stratos. Here it is. Perfectly done from OK Bro. In case they lose that car move, which is a huge potential from Team Unique. They have to pull the trigger. They don't have a decision in this matter. That car will be exploded. No damage on Grab or PVVM whatsoever. Now they're just going to stay pro. A little more trade to work with. Grenade going to be chucked right behind PVVM. He's going to be the first casualty on the side of Team Unique. Surprised by this one. Their GP come through. Towser down to now 1/3 HP. Hugstar going to be the first casualty. Flush out the kill instantly.
Pocket is now peeking out. He had the high ground and he gets the winner. Staying a little bit consistent. As better luck next time. One member being taken down by Air Station Mike, but he got into the bike and circle. But they are moving in. There's only Nemeth left in the blue zone. Oh my god, surprise!
There it is. Istanbul Wildcats going to have two members going to try and make it through the water.
Great.
Nice shot of Jokers as they try and get a little bit higher up north. There it is. The fight will be coming on through.
There you go.
Nemeth finding it was only just 7 HP remaining. Clutch move, but Jokers coming out on top. PG-18 will be taken out in third position. Only two teams remaining. And once again, the compounds are going over to no tag team. And Jokers going to try and harass a little bit on the side, but no, it will be winner chicken dinners for Jokers. And here it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 3 here of Group B of the PEL Contenders. Hope you're having an absolutely awesome Tuesday today. Thank you so much to come with us today. My name is Maxman, going to be joined as always with Imperium, ready to jump into some more PUBG action.
Hell yeah, indeed. Group B brought us some insane action over the last couple of days, especially that El Pozo finish yesterday in Miramar for sure. Hopefully it'll come up once again today, as we're going to have two wrangles, Miramar and Sanhok indeed, of course. But yesterday we saw the points and the position shift quite heavily between these teams as we look at the placing standings after first 2 days of Group B. Istanbul Wildcats holding on to that top spot with 65 points, followed by Northern Lights and Air Station Mike in third.
What I'm really happy to see actually is a no tag team. They were struggling a little bit at the start. They were in 40th position. Now they just climbed up so high, up to 5th position. Was only 3 points behind the likes of El Gigantum, with 53 points up their sleeve. That's a huge improvement on their side.
It is. One thing that I haven't seen that often from the side of Istanbul Wildcats is that they have more placement points than they have kill points. So they have 34 placement points and 31 kill points. I don't think that's too common in the world of PUBG competitive.
Especially first position.
And especially first position. Yeah, sorry, holding on to the top position like that. So great job coming out from them. They've been consistent. They've gotten 2 chicken dinners as well. That's been really important for them. Jokers, who ended yesterday with a fantastic game in Sandhawk, climbed themselves up to 6th. And for me, Team Oops, who are in 11th, you might say, okay, that's 11th position, but that's really nothing. It's only 23 points behind Istanbul Wildcats. They're my team to look out for tonight. I would easily say they will come out with chicken dinner.
We only had 2 days so far of PUBG action here on this Group B, so anything is possible. We're still in no man's lands to know which team will come out on top. One team that I'm pretty happy about, that's been struggled the most actually on day one, that is Tempest. Then you got 2 points on that first day. And it was Redemption Day. They haven't really caught back up. They're still in 15th position, but they got closer to the other pack of teams, and they can make it back through. Just a few points, 2 to 3 good games with just consistent performances. That's enough to get Tempest back in the lead.
Well, yeah, because to be honest, Tempest didn't really begin their phase 3 until yesterday.
Yeah, really.
2 points in 4 games at the start of a phase is really not what you want. So kickstarting it yesterday, getting that chicken dinner, is always going to give them good momentum coming in today's games. But talking about momentum, Hugstar from Air Station Mike had the pleasure of throwing a couple of questions his way, which I'll be talking about later on in the games. He's holding on to the top spot in the kill feed with 17, followed by Artix from Better Luck Next Time, and Set 17 from Jokers with 14.
The main reason why you see Artix up here is that grenade. If you did not check it out, you have to check that El Pozo finishing Game 2 yesterday on Miramar. And just Artix on that shift just chucked the best grenade I've ever freaking seen in PUBG so far in PL. And just got a bunch of kills up his sleeve. And that's where he got in second position with 16 kills. Go over to the overall damage. Ghost Star was 2,625 in only 2 days. That is mental.
That is pretty good indeed. Although we had that one game where I forget exactly who it was, but he got over 1,000 damage. But yeah, Ghost Star, El Gigantin, I'm not really surprised. They're a team known for being able to frag out, being able to pop out those shots, pop out the damage, and really kind of laser down their opponents. It hasn't really converted onto both kills and points as much as other players, but still to come out with that much damage early on in the first 2 days, it is definitely impressive.
Going to go over the good old tradition of explaining once again every time the rules of the PL Contenders. There you go. First position, 10 points once again. That's been working out really well for the likes of Istanbul Wildcats. You said it. They got more position points than kill points. They got 20 points just with those chicken dinners, so nice from them. Trickles down to 1 point for 8th position, then big 0 after 9th position. And the most important rule of all, 1 kill equal 1 point.
1 kill equals 1 point indeed. And yeah, you said it. As far as placement points, it's favoured the likes of Istanbul Wildcats. But generally, for most of these teams, down the line, you do see them having an overall majority higher kill points compared to placement points, especially because of the fact that the bottom eight positions, you get 0 points. So if you can get a squad wipe, even if you get eliminated in 10th place, you're getting the same amount of points as you do for getting in 4th. So it's obvious that, generally speaking, kill points are far more prominent than placement points.
So here we go. Game 1 of the day. Going to be on Irangle. Only going to be having then 2 games today. Followed that was 1 Miramar and 1 Sandhawk later on. So 2 Irangle games. Definitely a lot of fun coming our way. Playing trajectory going to be focused pretty high up north, at least for the end part of it. So still, you've got the likes of Primorsk, Ferry Pier. They're going to be in drop-in reach. Military base might get a little bit in struggle, but maybe Team Unique, they like to go for that. And you can see actually Team Unique, instead of going for military base, which they usually like to go for, they're going to go straight for the likes of Hospital and George Pole.
We'll see. A good few of these teams will have a couple of drop spots based on how the playing trajectory is. So even though, yeah, of course, they might have a primary location, but they'll have a secondary and even a third location, depending on how extreme or non-extreme that playing trajectory is. Because it is, even though it's kind of a little bit north, it's still somewhat central. So it does leave the likes of Severny open, where Jokers are heading on to. It leaves a lot of nice looting locations around Rosshawk, Yasnai, even Pachinki, which is occupied by... it's looking to be head towards by Team Oops, as Air Station might look to head around just outside Potato Hill.
Okay, Gantum also switching up their location, not going for Lopovka this time around because they wanted to maybe drop early and try and get that loot up their sleeve a little bit earlier, so they went for that position instead in George Pole. And also Milta Power not in drop-in range, unfortunately. Oh, well, El Gigantum maybe regret that decision now. That would have been a great circle on Lipovka.
It definitely would. It would have given them a great well, not an entering point into the circle. It would have given them center circle, and it would have set them up quite comfortably for the rest of the game. But it does give them solid access into circle. Any team that are on the kind of north side of this map right now, like Jokers, El Gigantum, even Team Unique, they have a pretty easy access because they can just go head towards Stolbar and come in from the northeast side of the circle.
You're going to have some pretty hard shift happening on this first phase, even second phase, because it's going to be completely from the west over to the east. A lot of teams might be clashing together, getting close to each other. Maybe not some big fights happening, but still maybe a few flushes that could happen early on to try and reduce the forces of your opposing teams. As you head on over, once again, as we talked about earlier, Team Unique towards Georgepol and Hospital. Not their primary drop-in location that they like in military base on their angle, but still they're going to have to try and deal with that. They are between the likes of No Tag Team and El Gigantum, but still not too many teams around them, so they still seem to have a pretty easy entry point to get in circle. As we shift over to the team of the hour, El Gigantum, once again, the team that loves Lipovka, but this time going for the complete opposite, and they're going to have to drive a pretty long distance. But once again, as you said earlier, high north, no teams whatsoever, easy entry point in circle.
Yeah, and like known rotation times, these teams will have their kind of set rotation times. They'll have their set kind of looting phase time. Then they'll look to exit out, get into position. Strong IGL will come out and kind of go, okay, we're heading here, and we'll go there right now. And these teams, it's a wrangle. It's where it all started, so to speak. So they know this map like the back of their hand overall. Four Kings, they're currently lying in last place, unfortunately, with 22 points, 15 of them being kill points, 7 placement points. Had a bit of a rough start, or rough few games yesterday. But again, it's far from over for them. We're only into day 3. Strong turnaround, similar to like Tempest did.
Exactly.
Possible chicken dinner. Definitely give them a good start.
What I've been seeing from yesterday and like even the first day, why they seem to struggle a little bit, in my opinion, is when they started to rotate, they would be very split. Like even though they would have multiple cards, which you want to always do in your PUBG rotations, they would be really far out and they would fall sometimes. And luckily against a full squad or a 2-man squad doing a 2-2 split, and then they would get taken out. So if they can try and just tighten up a little bit as a rotation and as a team to get in circle, especially because you've got so many teams doing the same rotation as them, they need to stay in close quarters to try and get in circle for this phase 1.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot to be said on rotating as a team and just sticking together as a team in the majority of the cases. Team moving on through. Laza from Istanbul Wildcats, currently looking very good as an individual player. He's 3rd place in the damage leaderboard with 2,570, if I'm not mistaken. With the rest of his Istanbul Wildcats looking to hold on to that top spot for now.
So you talked about it earlier that the North was very open for free rotation, and PGA team, they dropped a little bit more central towards the likes of Gatka, which they usually do. Actually tried to rotate up north, but here it is though, brute force. They're going to be taking a few shots actually in the distance. Hello Senpai going to be the first casualty there, going to be knocked away by falling down. They went out of card. You guess that's what just happened, but Hello Senpai now going to be flushed out, going to be the first casualty of this first game today. Going to be MJ Esports securing their first point of the day.
Yeah, good start for MJ Esports. Point on the board in the first 5 minutes, nothing to be sniffed at. As Ojala is also sniffing at another kill if he can get his hands onto it. Firing up in the direction of Brute Force once again, who are just looking for a bit of a nice, easy, safe, run-of-the-mill compound that they can kind of hold on to and just kind of figure out what they want to do, especially with one man down going into this last shift of the game, and well, not last shift of the game, but for the rest of this game at least.
Damn, all these teams are like, damn, Imperium had a really good idea, was up north. We're all going to go up north this time to get in circle, again towards Stolberg. So you're going to have the likes of PG-18, El Gigantum, the Boom from Jokers rotating a little bit late. Got to be careful. Team Unique also, but a lot of teams still two teams rotating a little bit late. It's going to be the likes of Four Kings towards Primorsk and Ferry Pier, and also No Tag Team are going to get pretty close together towards Quarry.
I kind of wonder, are No Tag Team doing this on purpose? Are they looking to possibly expose and get that squad wipe on the Four Kings?
Because they know they dropped
their
there.
opponents. Yeah, so I kind of wonder if that's a strategical rotation coming out from no tag team, or if they just they're just rotating the way they feel is best for them. It's going to be interesting if they do clash together throughout this movement into this circle. As AirStation Mike, third overall with 57 points. A good start considering they are a newly formed team, Maxon.
A newly formed team, but their synergy, especially on their rotations, has been completely top-notch. I'm really enjoying their performances so far. AirStation Mike, Calzera, Jaza, this with a full team this time, not on his own. So his team is not dead, so this is going to be a good chance for them. Got to try and get in a better position high up north towards the likes of Yaz and Poliana. Gigantum, though, they're going to find Recrent from PG-18 on the top of this mountain, and PG-18 unfortunately don't want to really get involved all that much. They're going to continue their way high up north towards the likes of Stolber to try and just get a safer position, as Team Unique might come a little bit closer in contact with PG-18, as they are still rotating at this point in time. El Gigantum now, they got that kill, and they're just going to get back together in the open. They're just going to be having the time of their life.
Yeah, they hold a strong position. It's high ground. They have kind of then dips of the hill near the road, so they can possibly look to push on through and then have an exit movement when they do need to rotate out. As we do see Reggie Birdo and the rest of the Team Moops team also kind of holding on to a somewhat high ground position, have those three vehicles there just kind of parked up, ready to hide behind if they need to. And of course, having those three vehicles, one of them gets blown up, they still have two vehicles that they can exit out from.
We talked about the rotation earlier from No Tag Team and the likes of Four Kings. They're finally going to make it through. No Tag Team, we talked about maybe they're trying to focus down the likes of Four Kings, but no, they just split a little bit. And they still got a really easy entry point because all of the western side and the southern side of the circle is actually unoccupied. So yeah, because they went a little bit more central with the other teams. So that's still going to be really for like easy early stage for those two teams. As Jokers finally a little bit closer, but it's still a 2-2-1 split, a 2-1-1 split, which they're not going to have full forces. They usually always do that. It does work out sometimes for kills. They're always really good for securing those kills. But as picking a full team skirmish, that's going to be a little bit tricky. So Jokers, if they can regroup, that would be nice. And Red Fox is on the move, doing a 2-2 split also.
Well, we saw what Jokers can do as a full squad, like in Sanhok, where they flanked around together as a four-man team and took down, I believe it was PG-18, if I'm not mistaken, and then they finished off No Tag Team to get that chicken dinner. So we know what they can do as a full team, but right now, where they're holding on to, they're confident of where it is. As Phase 2 Circle, it shifted up quite heavily north. Yasna is still in it, but you have like the likes of Kameski outside of Stolbard, and even Lipovka is still in there, but a lot of these teams still going to have to kind of move their way through. Like Savan, Better Look Next Time, Red Foxes, Four Kings, and No Tag Team.
You can see this southern rotation. AirStation Mike, Tempest, and also Moops, they're going to go pretty high up in the center part. They're going to have a little bit of time together, though. El Gigantum and Team Unique, they're going to be clashing a little bit back and forth as we do pan on over. Thank you very much, production crew. That's great. Good transition.
Perfect timing. As El Gigantum, they have the compound. They have nice high positioning. They're very confident of what they're holding onto. I'll tell you who else is confident. Hawk from Brute Force looking to take shots onto Jazza from AirStation Mike. Rolling through on the vehicle. Not quite connecting. He's now kind of backing off, not looking to peek too much because they know that there could be a couple of teams rolling on through. As it is the whole of the AirStation Mike team. So does he have a couple of grenades? He has two frags. Might look to maybe throw them out in that direction because with all four members in that one building, a couple of grenades can gladly get that squad wiped.
Yeah, that's an easy building to try and flush them out. Red Foxes might try and get involved, but still, Hawk from Brute Force. Brute Force, always what they do is try and deny rotations, find a good central point, and all the teams will try and rotate around that. They try and get some knocks. If they can find some, will try and at least damage their vehicles and maybe even explode them to try and slow down these shifts. As Northern Lights, they're in also pretty northern location, kind of similar to the likes of El Gigantum, and they're going to try and work with that as they do find PG-18 towards the mountain of Stolber. It is pretty fine range. They're just trying to take a few pressure shots just to try and scare them off a little bit maybe. Just know that they are certain their dominance in that position. And Team Unique, their fight with El Gigantum did kind of leave. They just split away, which I do like early game. If you can avoid the fight, just go each like separate direction. I do like this.
Plus the compound that Unique hold on to, presuming it's going to be in at least the next circle, the next phase, it's a really solid position to hold on to because there's open land around it. So you have the protection of the buildings that you're in, right? But then you also have that kind of open field that you have great vision of any teams going on around you as Istanbul Wildcats. Looking for 4 Kings. Grishka Power being taken out by Genzo.
That's what I talked about earlier. They rotate as a team, but they're a little bit too split. One member getting taken out. That's what they got to try and work on, I do think, a little bit further down the line. But still, they got remaining members. That's what you want to keep in mind. Still have Blast on Higgy and also Manny215. They're going to try and get a little bit more closer quarters towards these fields of Yasnaya, Polyana, so they should be just fine. They did do a smart rotation to instead going from the southern rotation. They went a little bit more on the west because they know that all the team, because it was the northern shift, they had to try and avoid that, like these 5 to 6 teams rotating in the same line as them. So I think that's really smart. Despite clashing, one of their members was Istanbul Wildcats. That was the safest decision possible for the likes of 4 Kings.
I'll tell you who's also made a really good call is No Tag Team. No Tag Team have made a great play moving up the north side because they were kind of quite far down south. So it was a really good play coming out. If you want to check out, as we do see the map popping out, but if you do want to check out the dedicated map stream for yourself, you can put !map in chat right now or head on over to twitch.tv/PL_esports_map so you can get an idea of what your team is doing in the map in these games.
So yeah, that No Tag Team rotation tools are very high up north, kind of similar to the likes of the 4 Kings, but they went really high up north and they could try and actually push PG-18 a little bit out of position on the Stolber Mountain, which I think could work out pretty well for them. The Istanbul Wildcats now, they're going to pull the offensive on the likes of 4 Kings. So Laza going to be coming on through with his ally there. 2 member in 1 card, Renee going to be chopped over. I think it's going to be a little bit...
Is it cooked?
It was cooked, but it was a little bit out of range, unfortunately. Almost getting there.
Yeah, Genzo was put down to about 40 health, so I was going to pop him back a little bit. Apocalypse is in that prison, is in that mansion building, all by himself, and then the other 3 members of Istanbul Wildcats are there.
4 Kings is still really split. You saw that one member just really out. It's going to be Blast on. So it is a 4v2 basically this fight, because I don't think that Blast on, unfortunately, from that position can be really of assistance in that fight. So maybe 4 Kings going to have to try and maybe just backtrack that one a little bit. As Air Station Mike, they're still surrounded. They have 2 teams. They have the likes of Red Foxes, Cofest around them, and also Hawks. So they're still going to only have to deal with 2 members from 1 separate team each. Got to try and keep that in mind.
Yeah, when I was talking to Air Station, Hookster from Air Station Mike, and I was kind of talking about, you know, what they've been focusing on as a new team and what they've been kind of maybe looking to improve in areas of the game compared to other areas. Like what's been their focus, it has been the rotations and the timing of the rotations that they've been working on. It's been their primary focus right now. In the recent, so that's what they want to tighten it up a bit and make sure that when they do rotate, it's on point, it's key, and it does have a much more positive effect in the overall result for their team.
As we pan on over to Better Luck next time, they're trying to make an entry point through the southern section of this next phase, but you have 2 teams. You have Brute Force, and you also have the likes of Huge Potential. They've got to be a little bit careful. They could get 3-man parlayed by that fight if they're not cautious enough. As No Tag Team, they're going to be rotating actually a little bit out of position compared to PG-18. So they're not going to try and push them out of their Stolber Mountain. So that's just going to be a nice compound for them to defend, especially with that high ground. They can see a bunch of teams such as El Gigantum and Team Unique. So I think that this positioning is actually really smart coming out from No Tag Team. As the phase is slowly closing up, just a few seconds remaining before we do know where we will be shifting away from the coastline or maybe towards Yasnaya Polyana Fields, which I think would be a really fun game to check out, especially because you have 4 Kings Blast on still in that middle location of the field. Can be a pretty good location to defend on, as where's it going to shift on through, actually away from both of those locations in the dead center.
Oh boy, I do like that circle shift. It's gone down south again. It's still Red Foxes are in there, although they're in a bit of a split right now. Jokes are in there, also in a 2-2 split. Jokers actually find themselves in overall the prime location center circle. As I said, 2-2 split.
That's better.
It could be a bit risky if one of them gets knocked and a squad goes in on the rush. They could find themselves either losing that compound or at least losing 2 members of their team. So I could go against them. But hey, look, they're a damn competent team, and we saw in Sandhawk what they can do with that chicken dinner. So let's see how it works out for them as no tag team. O'Connell being that scout for it. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't a scout for his team. There was nail up and give it there. But now Zoltar is looking for faultlessly from the side of better luck next time. Secures that knockdown. Now going to look to heal himself up before he secures that frag. No, outrain from his team to secure that frag. Hey, look, dude, you heal yourself up. I'll secure the kill for you. That's teamwork.
Talked about the rotation coming out from there next time. They were going to clash against the likes of Huge Potential. Huge Potential, actually, they're going to pull the trigger to try and engage on top of Better Luck next time. So the fight will be ongoing. They are a little bit split with the compound. Kissick is going to be pretty far back on that fight. Can try and pull a nice flank on the side if he does try and do so, as a few smokes will be popped out. Huge Potential, Zoltan and Ehop do get to the safety of that compound, but Kissick still in the distance. Same for Alrain and GR4. And this fight will be going on for just a little bit longer, but they are barely in circle, so a rotation will have to happen as the kill feed is popping off right now.
Yeah, you see Norca's take down Yannick from the side of no tag team, knocking him down. Great grenade came out from Wookie Bookie to knock down the eyes, and now Yannick does get taken out. Actually taken away by Greg. As you see Nemeth doing the work right there. Just to point one thing out for you guys, that Istanbul Wildcats, they went on that compound that on the western side of the circle that 2 members of Jokers were occupied. Jokers realized this and they got into that vehicle and they exited out there and joined as a 4-man team. That's really intelligent, smart play coming out from Jokers.
Yeah, being very respectful as PG-18. That rotation is going to be a little bit shut down by the likes of Tempest. You're going to try and apply a little bit of pressure with that mini. Great weapon, especially here.
Nice.
Here it is. PG-18 getting eliminated in 16s by the likes of Tempest. We needed them to have good performances. They're starting off really well today.
Yes, yours and the rest of the Tempest team pulling in a couple of good kills right now is Artix. He is currently lying in second on the kill feed with 16 for now. Can he pull out an amazing grenade to take down a couple of members of Huge Potential? There is Fate behind him. Lower down, looking for him. What's going to happen? Are they going to go for a big compound rush? Grinhawk, Ehot are there, side by side, close to each other. Rain is also down below. This is looking pretty good for Huge Potential. They have the man advantage to max on. They've just got to pull that trigger.
Yeah, but in those corridors, unfortunately, do enter one by one. Here it is. Oh, Fate pulling the trigger first, but Ehot on his knees on the side of his left. He can't really see it. Here it is. A nice flank coming on through from Alrain. Going to instantly flush out Fate. Though still that 1 member on the roof is going to be remaining. But now Zoltan and Alrain going to be the 2 members remaining on the side of Huge Potential. They're going to try and come up top. But where is he standing? He's still on top. Arctic's going to try and go for the flush here on the side. Nice rotation coming on through. Going to try and get him from the back. Just going to go there, but unfortunately not quite enough. Better luck next time. Eliminated in 15s. But despite that 2v4, I think they did great in that scenario.
Yeah, I do think that possibly Huge Potential gave them a little bit too much breathing space to maybe calculate what they did. We saw Fate making that knockdown attempt and secured it. We saw Greenhawk being actually knocked and flushed by Bear Luck next time. So yeah, I don't think they had to lose a player, but either way they still take that squad. We're down to 14 teams, 50 players left standing as Istanbul Wildcats hold on to the compound that, like I mentioned, 2 members of Jokers did have, and it's still inside circle.
Yeah, half of it's still going to be in circle again, so he's just going to have to try and get a little bit closer to them. That should be fine. I'm really happy about his Air Station Mike. They're very close to the southern section, but a team is rotating. There's going to be MJ Esports. And Mini going to be clashing on through, actually, with Stratus and Ojala. They do get to the wall, so they're going to be safe and away from the pressure applied by Air Station Mike in the other compound across the road. There it is, going to get closer in. MJ, they're going to be getting that first knock on top of Amorous. Oh, be careful, though. MJ, can they get it? Going to try and peek on through the door. Can see that 1 member. Ken. Oh no, Mini not looking good, unfortunately. It's just going to be Ojala remaining. They're going to try and raise back up. Wave's going to be put Ojala, but that's not going to work out at all. And that's going to be Huge Potential. So got eliminated in 14th.
Now we do see 1v1 situation between Mackin and Ojala. All the while Air Station Mike, they've survived in this little hub for so long. There is also Team Oops there in the background ready to take a bit of damage. Ojala is going to be able to get that revive, making it a 2v1 situation. So Mackin, Brute Force could find themselves being taken out in 12th place. They are not too careful. Spyro from the side of Northern Lights. This is coming out strong. Hookstar actually knocks down Ojala as Tempest are eliminated in 13th place, unfortunately.
Yeah, not looking great there, unfortunately. Northern Lights, they're going to get together. They're on the very northern section of the circle shift. But yeah, that fight
the
going on through.
mini-map.
Station Mike though moves double. He's going for it, pulling the trigger. Did get fake taken away, but unfortunately double a little bit too close on his own. But his team is here to back him up, and here it is. Hugstar going to be knocked away in that fight. They do get to the safety of that building on the side of the wall. Be careful though. Tau Zero, good angle to apply some pressure if he wants to, but unfortunately not going to try and commit to that angle. Jalza going to try and do some work for Jalza, and Tau Zero going to be the two members remaining. As Moops, unfortunately, having a little bit of a hard time, but now they can still try and res back up. And there it is, coming over the top. But no, they clash right back by the side of Moops. Jalza going to be a little bit more respectful there, and going to be having a few HP remaining. Can he try and res back Tau Zero? Not too sure, but they did get another knock away. Reggie Beardo going to be very far from that fight. Jalza has that grenade, and I think he's going to try and go for the flushes for the points, but here it is. That last member was getting into the compound.
Now you see Greg looking to take down the side of Northern Lights, but Northern Lights are going to be able to respond very quickly, securing the frags onto Greg. Reggie Birdo did get taken out. Airstation Mike actually eliminated, so our team moves. Are Airstation Mike eliminated? No, my apologies, they're not. They're still going strong. It was Team Moves that got eliminated as Northern Lights looking to take down Team Unique. Not quite standing, still going strong. He's still standing strong in this first game of the day.
Yeah, Northern Lights though, they're surrounded by two teams of two members each, Team Unique and also no tag team. Northern Lights are not going to see, unfortunately, Team Unique standing. There it is, going to get one knock on top of Spyro. Almost getting Perfectix, but not quite, down to now 1/3 HP. Dasut, that grenade would be clutch if it does connect, but cooked a little bit too long. As OK Bro, they're going to be that front line for his team. Going to try and get Dasut down. He's down to 57 HP. Nice headshot coming out on OK Bro, but it's not going to be enough. Northern Lights, they do survive this fight. That encounter was Team Unique. OK Bro should get res back up, but still, they can get gatekeeped by O'Connell of no tag team.
No, that's the thing. How much time did they waste? Yeah, they secured a squad wipe. Yes, they secured kills, which overall I'm a fan of, but at what cost? At what cost indeed? Because Red Foxes are flanking out from the east side. There's no tag team there. You also have Istanbul Wildcats popping off shots in the direction of Northern Lights. They could find themselves being pinched very, very quickly. All the while, Jokers hold on to that compound inside circle. Airstation Mike are still there. O'Connell now flanking around.
Oh, Red Foxes, they get involved. O'Connell doesn't quite have the information. Does have the grenade though. Nail up, they get one knock in a distance on top of Northern Lights. Grenade going to be chopped on over. Who's going to connect?
Oh, baby!
Run, baby, there you go. Perfectix going to be down pretty low, but unfortunately Red Fox is coming on, clutch in the back, taken out. The likes of no tag team. Nice four-man push.
Man, he did get
some
that
smoke for them.
grenade. Well, you got it, because he's got to try and make their way into circle, and having that smoke wall can just help them reset themselves, have an idea where the other teams are around them, and now they can push themselves onto Northern Lights as Deep get taken out by the play zone. Perfectix is the only one left standing on the side of Northern Lights. Not anymore, as Kofes gets that kill, secures that squad. We're down to 15 players left standing. Istanbul Wildcats, Jokers and Red Foxes all have a full squad up going into this next phase.
Yeah, as Red Foxes, Northern Shift, unfortunately, very, very even ground, as this is going to be a little bit complicated for them. They're using so many smokes to get a little bit more central. If the shift is away from them, that might get a little bit tricky for the likes of Red Foxes, though. Istanbul Wildcats also going for the shift. They're going through the road. They do make it out on top, at least for a few of their members. BAC going to be remaining, but here it is. They're going to be found over by Istanbul Wildcats. Red Foxes, a lot of those smokes going to be almost out of their timer. And here it is, Larsa does find Ojala of also MJ. Not going to be looking good there, unfortunately, as the circle shift is going to be very, very central this time around, and Joker's still having the compound in circle, at least half of it.
Yeah, so they do have themselves in a prime position. Istanbul Wildcats by the road, outside the circle, but popping shots off towards Airstation Mike. Red Foxes, have they used all their smoke grenades? Have they used all their utility in the hopes that that circle was going to be in their favor as they look to move down? Freenop and Metabay kind of looking to flank into the circle, into safety, be that little bit of a scout as Kofes from a distance, knocking down Apocalypse, securing that. No, not securing the kill, because it was taken away by Tauzera from Airstation Mike. Hey, take away a kill. This is mine. Not a point going over in my favor.
Exactly. Try and get those points. That's what we're looking for this time. Joker's still, they're going to be playing actually really passive this game, because they just stayed really passive on their rotations, avoiding fights, and they got 0 kills, but their positioning is prime for this late game, as now a few smokes also were popped out by the likes of Istanbul Wildcats. Lars are going to be a little bit that front line against the likes of Airstation Mike. Airstation Mike still, they are now in circle also, but very, very on the edge. And everyone's actually in circle, so the next phase might slow down a little bit, but the next circle is going to be a huge decision maker to know which team will have a huge advantage.
It's overall definitely in the favor of Jokers, right? Because they have compound, it's inside circle, they have a full squad up, but so do Red Foxes. Istanbul Wildcats, they're down to 3 players. Apocalypse did lose his life at the hands of both Red Foxes and Air Station Mike, but now Tazera and Jazza just inside that kind of little brown hut, just on its own. Wait, now he does flank around Tazera. In out of position, the peak coming out from Jazza, trying to find shots off onto Laza. Laza down to 6 health. Actually, Tab does secure kill now, right now, as this is still going to go on strong between Istanbul Wildcats and Air Station Mike.
We did lose also 3-0 on the side of Red Foxes just a few seconds ago, so that's unfortunate. BSD did pop the smoke. He has the grenade. He knows that there is this shack. He can explode it completely to try and take away their protection. I think that's a huge grenade on their side. Here it is. Nice move. Doesn't quite explode all of it, but still gets a little bit of protection away from the likes of Air Station Mike. Another grenade chucked over by BSD. Here it is. Just spray those grenades. Going to take Jazza out of the picture. Caldera going to be flashed away. Almost off your HP remaining, but just get prone down. 3-7. Billet's going to have to try and back up, but no need to because he's prone. He gets that easy headshot, takes Air Station Mike out in 4th position.
Yeah, so now we're down to 3 teams, 10 players left standing. Still, Istanbul Wildcats came out of that confrontation with Air Station Mike with their 3 players going strong. Jokers still have a full squad, but Red Foxes did lose 3-0 at the hands of Jokers, as this next circle has pushed Jokers outside that compound. They're going to have to go out of their comfort zone. Let's see if they can use their man advantage to their favour and secure this chicken dinner in the first game of the day.
I like the rotation coming out from Istanbul. They're trying to get away from that low ground that they were given earlier. Was that shift of the circle? So just to try and play on even grounds with the likes of Foxes and also Jokers, but Jokers actually going to try and push a little bit forward to the likes of Red Foxes. Might get 3-man party if they get a little bit too central on that one. Got to try and keep on mind the position of Istanbul Wildcats. But Jevlith did get knocked earlier. Yeah,
so they're going for a bit of a 2-2 split as Kofest looking to pop those shots off. He does knock down the Boom as he turns his attention onto Moon. Moon is put down to about 30 health. Kofest being a bit of a one-man army for his side. Is this grenade going to pop off? Laza is also in the background. Fantastic play. Actually, no, BSD secures that knockdown, but Kofest secures that kill onto Moon right now. It's going over in their favour. Metabay is also popping off, taking down the Boom from Jokers. Jokers are just finding themselves being taken out one by one.
And I talked about the 3-man party. Look at that. Istanbul Wildcats, Laza especially, just going to be doing a huge amount of pressure on top of Jokers. Smokes will be still popped off. Surprised they still have them at this stage of the game. Here it is. Oh my god, Red Foxes. They're going to be eliminated in 3rd. Now it's going to be turned into a 3v1. The tab of Jokers is going to be the last chance of his team. Still has a little bit of peak action. Those Smokes still working for him. But Laza on the side. Huge angle. Unfortunately, that tree will not be enough protection. It will be going once again 3rd chicken dinner for Istanbul Wildcats.
Wow, fantastic start today for them. Great performance. That 2-1 pinch at the end as well. And you kind of mentioned that kind of third partying that came out. Red Fox, they were looking really strong in that engagement against Jokers. And Jokers, they had that man advantage at the start of that kind of final circle, that final moment. And they just kind of found themselves getting pinched left, right, and centre. And it's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe the utility just didn't come out in the right way. But you got to give credit to Istanbul Wildcats. They seem to take control of the last moments of the game, and even the game in general, in their hands. Great performance for them.
That split engage at the end of Istanbul Wildcats was really so smart because you only had trees remaining and you can't have 180 degree protection at that point. So 2 angles, no protection remaining, and unfortunately only Smokes will save your life. Let's go back over the highlights of the first game here on the Wrangle of the day. As Temp as a team that was rotating quite heavily, especially in the northern section of the map. A little bit of struggle overall. They were taken out like 13th, 14th position this game. Not the best performance they were looking for, despite catching up pretty well yesterday on Miramar.
Yeah, it's only first game. They had a long way to go into phase 3 of Contenders. As you do see, this was the moment there where Huge Potential did take out better luck next time. But again, I don't think it had to go on for as long as it did. As Moops, they were going up against Air Station Mike. Air Station Mike took a lot of damage in that engagement, but they did end up winning it. And coming out with 2 members left standing that did eventually get taken out by Istanbul Wildcats.
There I was feeling really bad for Northern Lights. They picked 3 fights in a row. They picked one against Team Unique, one against No Tag Team, and then another one from Red Foxes to just 3-man party that fight and finished off the likes of Northern Lights. So that shift, unfortunately, not very lucky on that one for the size of Northern Lights. I'm sure they can catch up on the next game later on.
Well, it was worth it because they got the kills.
They got a lot of kills, actually.
That made it worthwhile because it said, like, yeah, okay, you might want to get into circle, you might want to move in and reposition early on, but if you can get those kill points, that even though you're not getting the placement point, the kill points is much more effective. I feel that was still an overall benefit for Northern Lights. But yeah, this is a moment, as I said, Airstation Mike did get taken out by Istanbul Wildcats. And this was like, as I said, Istanbul Wildcats taking full control. They were still a three-man team. They knew they kind of had the man advantage, and they made it work in their favour.
And here it is. That was the last fight of Red Foxes, unfortunately struggling a lot. And that was the Tab that was actually the last member remaining on their side. You see he got a good position. That smoke was saving him a little bit away, mainly. It saved them a lot from Istanbul Wildcats, but when that smoke was ending, it was just not going to work out. He got scouted. Istanbul Wildcats, once again, great performance, and those late-game rotations are just absolutely on point. Yeah,
really good first game of the day. And the fact that they started today's games at the top of the table, they started with a fantastic result. It's nice to see that momentum rolling through. Reminds me of kind of like what Tornado Energy have been doing over in Group A, and we could see this bit of a gap coming out with the Istanbul Wildcats and the rest of the teams below them, because that's what they're looking for, right? Because the top 8, they move on to the finals of Phase 3. So you create that gap difference. It means that down the line, if you have a couple of bad results, you're still safe.
But here you have it. The first team getting 3 chicken dinners in the Group B. Congratulations once again to the Istanbul Wildcats. Next game, once again, going to be on the Wrangle. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you back in just a few short minutes. Thank you very much for waiting and welcome back for the second game of the day. Once again on Orangle, Istanbul Wildcats' outstanding performance, dominating that late game, getting their third chicken dinner today. Can they go 4-4?
Third chicken dinner today?
Oh no, on the Group B. On the Group B. There you go. In total.
Sorry, I was just like, today? What? And here's the thing, like they started day one with a chicken dinner. They started day three with a chicken dinner. And it's really great to see them standing out and they're looking really strong, particularly Lazar from Istanbul Wildcats being on top three of like both kills, damages, just really being such a strong part of his team, as well as the rest of the team as well. They've just been working really well. And what I noticed about that last game compared to other teams is that they took it kind of a bit more in their control. It seemed that they were like forward thinking, forward moving. They seemed very just a lot more on top of their own game, that they weren't waiting for teams to come to them. They were going to the teams and being the aggressive ones.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the rotations of that last game, except for Four Kings. Once again, they kind of struggled at the start, so I'm expecting a little bit more from them. But here you go, second game of the day. Going to be playing this kind of central, a little bit more on the eastern side, maybe a little bit too far away from the likes of Primorsk, Georgopol and Hospital, and also maybe Gatko. If you go for a long drop, it is still pretty much in reach. And that means that for once, Team Unique, today, they might be able to get their military base if they do decide to drop there. Jokers, once again, they're going for high north. I actually I like their rotation last game, actually. I really enjoyed their change of mind.
Joker's mid-game rotation and mid-game position
being very respectful.
Fantastic. And we saw them where they had 2-2 split. Istanbul Wildcats moved into one of their compounds. They exited and joined up as the top fours. Really clever play.
As I said, Team Unique, they finally got their military base that they love so much. Moops, once again, the kings of Pachinki, getting all that juicy loot for themselves. No tag team, better luck next time. Always going to go for their main location. Actually, where is Four Kings? Where is Four Kings? I can't see them.
Four Kings are down past Milta.
There. Oh, they're giving up on Primorsk. Is out of range, so Milta instead.
It's okay. They are looking at this phase 1 circle and going, yes, finally, something that's normal. I'm really happy with that. It's central. All of the major looting spots are in there. Near a good 90% of the teams are inside the circle and are actually in the center of the circle. So I'd imagine that's going to give them just that little bit more time to loot up. Maybe get that extra little bit of loot that they need, that they could be looking for, that they don't normally have time to get. And with Rozhok, Yasnai, and Pachinki, that are such heavy compound areas, it's going to be interesting, what they can extract from their positions.
And the only shift you really have, you have like 4 teams that have to rotate: Jokers, El Gigantum, Four Kings, and Team Unique. And those shifts are so small. You can just almost ignore them shift. They're just not going to be really coming in play all that much. Though, no tag team. And also, better luck next time. They did shoot a few shots back and forth with the likes of Fairy Pier, but not much is going to really come out of that, I do expect.
Tickling each other, Just
been like, don't come too close.
Hey, just let you know I'm here. Howdy neighbor, do you want some sugar? I'll give you some sugar. Might be laced with a couple of M4 bullets, but you can have some sugar. As we do see Jokers, they do have the north side of this map occupying Savarni all to themselves. Nice easy entrance into the circle. They could even just hold on to kind of north side of the circle and not go into the mainland, like past the river, because phase 2 shift could go heavily up north, and it could be a bit of a divide between north and south of the river.
So the best place is just put yourself a little bit more in the center, like that. You are pretty much your next phase rotation will be just made a little bit easier,
especially with calculating the fact that the plane trajectory was so central. The map is so central. 90% of the teams they will have realized that 90% of their teams are already in the circle. Therefore, any harsh rotation that they need to make to the mainland will be a little bit easier, because not many other teams are moving in there as well. That's what I'm thinking. Hope I'm right with that. As Red Foxes, they have Milta once again all to themselves, but they could look to gatekeep either Team Unique or Four Kings.
Red Fox's third position last game up against Jokers and also the side of Istanbul Wildcats, though. Stratos don't get scattered out. But yeah, like, one thing about Red Fox is actually... Oh, no. Well, actually, I might go over to that again. Like, Stratos is going to be chased a little bit by Double, but Double going to give up on that. Istanbul Wildcats a little bit down that hill section. Stratos will make it back to his team. That's going to be completely fine. And Moops, as they try and hold this high ground, they're going to be able to hold that towards Potato Hill.
Yeah, Team Moves kind of realizing, okay, Potato Hill could be a good spot for us because most of the teams are already in circle. This is beautiful high ground, and as you just said, it's kind of center circle.
They're going to have a huge potential towards the likes of School. They're going to have their own area for themselves also. No need to rotate, it's so good. Also, one thing that's good for huge potential, you have the likes of Jokers that dropped at Severny high up north, and they're going to slowly try and rotate as a one, like they're just going to be all completely split. Once again, that's what they do. And a huge potential, because it's the river on their side, they can try and slow down, even maybe take out Jokers early on, but I think the Jokers saw that, and they're going to get a little bit more on the east, just trying to avoid that confrontation with huge potential.
Well, I think they're just kind of waiting, biding their time a little bit, maybe go together as a four-man team and then cross that river.
The boom, wait for me.
Yeah, exactly. And they're kind of maybe realizing, okay, we have about 2 or 3 teams, and yeah, they're exiting, as you said, going to the east, entering into Yasnai, or at least over the river from the bridge of Yasnai, and then find a nice spot, possibly by the side of the road.
Four Kings. What lost them last game is their split rotations, and they're doing it again. I'm a little bit like... They've got to try and change that up a little bit, I think. Manny's going to be that front line. He's going to close on through. Also, if you guys don't know, Four Kings was the team that did replace, actually, Vitality in this Phase 3 here in PL Contenders.
Yep.
And they're going to have some big shoes to fill. Let's hope it goes a little bit better for this second game of the day on their angle. As Gigantum, they dropped where their prime location would have been last game. They would have really liked to drop in that location. They're going to be going a little bit on the eastern rotation. No teams should be keeping that one, except maybe the likes of Brute Force. But even Brute Force, they're split. Yep. They don't have their full forces to really take them on forward. So that should be a nice entry point for them. Jokers, they finally got a little bit closer together. Not really picking that fight with huge potential. And they got the compound of their own, as they're still very split, actually.
When you're talking about new kind of teams and new, so to speak, rosters, Jokers are also a new roster. They took over the slot of Winside Esports, so they're looking to make a splash. After yesterday's Sandhawk game, I've absolutely no doubt that they can do that indeed.
Team Unique, they finally made it. I was a little bit scared that maybe no tag team would get a little bit in their way of this rotation towards the likes of Pachinki. It seemed like, unfortunately, because they had that 2-2 split, they didn't really want to take that fight. But Grag, he's going to be staying far behind. Actually, was Dessut. Just playing it safe. A 2-2 split at this stage, especially against these kind of risky rotations out of the likes of military base. I do really like that. Just to try and play a little bit more passive. And in case you did, we already saw that actually from Team Unique on Miramar, splitting up their forces to try and rotate. They died a bunch of times, but they still got some of their forces left just to get those positioning points and maybe a few kills of the fights. Is coming on through from Brute Force on El Gigantum.
Yeah, Amorous popping out those shots.
Which is looking good, but oh my god, the start.
Towards the direction of Morpheus. Great play coming out, great frag secured coming out from them, and they're getting the first kill of this game on their side. First point in their favor. Uno Pointo going over to Brute Force.
I talked about the potential then of Brute Force gatekeeping a little bit. El Gigantum, they did get Morpheus out of the picture. El Gigantum, they're going to be rotating, but actually Four Kings and Tempest are also around there, and there's still the likes of Brute Force. Obviously, they're still going to be there to try and shut that down. They get closer. Tempest on the other side, they have that compound, but they still have the high ground and a little bit of terrain to hide their location. But El Gigantum, finally, they find a home that they can call for themselves, and they're going to try and gatekeep that just a little bit longer and just avoid the fights because there are so many teams. Just sit down.
They're kind of going for a bit of a 2-1 split. Ghoststar is going on his own up towards a more northerly part of the circle, maybe being a bit of a scout, as Marcelic is now kind of exiting right there. As you see shots being popped off by Norcus in the direction of Brute Force.
This location is going to be a little bit scary later on in the next phase, because if it does shift away, you have so many roads to Brute Force, Tempest, Four Kings, and also our Gigantum. Making it through those areas early on can get a little bit scary at some stages, so definitely try and keep that in mind. If it does shift to the west, these teams are going to get in quite a big struggle. Where's it going to go on through? And it will be going a little bit central towards the west side. So still they are 9 circle. That can get a little bit tricky, but if they do rotate early, try and go to the west side, they can try and get an easy entry point.
There's definitely going to be a lot of tricky rotations from the east side of the circle. Brute Force, Tempest, Red Foxes, Jokers, they all, El Gigantum, Four Kings, they all have to try and make their way into this circle. And a good few of them are looking to possibly make the rotation from the south or the north side, shifting on through to the west. Red Foxes are doing something similar to that, as are El Gigantum. Even Brute Force, but 3 squads are doing it. El Gigantum, Brute Force, and Four Kings.
Legends think alike. They were going to be shifting up north towards Yasnaya Polyana.
Oh no.
I'll be careful though, Jokers. They're going to try and make it up across the bridge, back from where they came from. But it seems like they go back up north. It's chill. It's nice. We like it up there. There's no teams to fight, and we can just relax for the next few phases. The boom, a few shots coming out from Spyro. Doesn't connect any, unfortunately. They're going to be just a little bit safer. Going up to the bridge that's a little bit further up on actually the west side of the circle to get an easy entry point towards the likes of Ruins and Gatka. And they can just call that location home. Also, El Gigantum, Brute Force, going for the same similar kind of rotation. Brute Force might be actually taking a fight with Northern Lights, pulling off the 2-2 split towards Rosshawk.
Look at the teams that are in Pachinki. You have Team Moops and Team Unique are in Pachinki. AirStation Mike are in the field outside Pachinki. As are great. Oh man, perfect timing. Couldn't have said it better myself. I do also have better look next time to the north side of Pachinki and no tag team to the west side of Pachinki. And even PG18 occupied a church outside of Pachinki. So in total, that's roughly about 5 teams in the Pachinki area.
Yeah, Station Mike, they're getting slowly in there through Pachinki Field. Seems like they're going to try and hold Pachinki hill, so I think that's going to be just a little bit safer to avoid getting involved with Pachinki, because even though there are a lot of teams there getting closer now, you can get gatekeeped by a lot of those teams, but Jokers, finally, they got Rosshawk under their control, and they can just stay there for a little bit longer. No team's really going to threaten that, but though Northern Lights, I was just about to talk about that, Northern Lights and Brute Force did breach the compound, and Northern Lights, because they were doing a 2-2 split, they instantly got back together, which I love.
Yeah, so now this is going to be a bit of a standoff. You do see Hello Senpai and Macken now in one building, and Hawk and Amorous in the other building, so holding 2 different angles. All the while, Team Unique and Team Moops are fighting in Pachinki. Man, I love Pachinki fighting, especially in competitive. something a little bit old school about it, so to speak. So I love to see these players having a bit of a cheeky fight here or there in Pachinki, as Northern Lights still holding on to where Brute Force are, waiting, just peeking out. A couple of grenades being flown out by Brute Force, if I'm not mistaken, in the direction of Northern Lights, but nothing really connecting for now.
Nothing too much. We still have Pachinki in circle. Yesterday we had that huge El Pozo game. Will we have a Pachinki game this one? That would be big.
No, because I was thinking, I reckon the circle shift is going to either go towards Ruins or it's going to go to the hills, to the fields outside Gaka. That's where I think it's going to be huge.
So you don't want Pachinki?
Southern shift. I don't want it to be Pachinki, nah. Because, well, I kind of do, but I don't. But Reggie Birdo getting knocked down onto standing from Unique.
What you say?
Okay, it could be a Pachinki finish. Okay. It's
getting spicy.
Good. It's getting spicy indeed. Tempest could be looking to occupy Potato Hill as well, as about 7 or 8 teams are in circle, so the likes of huge potential on the edge. MJ Sports driving their way through. Air Station Mike facing under pressure. No tag team driving on through. Yannick getting put down to about 40 health, but not quite being taken out, as Fake does get caught out by Nemeth from PG18.
We saw a great rotation come out also from the likes of PG18, doing a 2-2 rotation, just putting 2 members in Pachinki, trying to secure the area before getting their 2 other members in the compound, which I think is a really safe rotation. No tag team O'Connell going to be the last member rotating away to get to the likes of Yannick, but be careful, Air Station Mike still in Pachinki Fields just around the corner. Well, still trying to slow them down a little bit.
We did see Fake getting taken out.
Yeah.
Kill secured by PG18.
Ooh.
Now we do see Blast on from Four Kings, knocking down Perfectix on the side of Northern Lights. As OK Bro looking to drive away. Blaston is going to look to secure that frag. As Yannick from the side of No Tag Team being taken out by Deza from Team Unique. This is Pachinki, baby. And now Blaston still being very careful, being very aware, does not want to expose himself too much, right? You get the knockdown, you always want to try to secure the kill, but if you reposition yourself a little bit too hard, you can find yourself being taken out. So great grenade coming out from Blaston to secure that kill onto Perfectix.
You're not taking just one member away from Northern Lights, you're taking out Perfectix, which is going to be a huge point of entry point for Four Kings. They do have that front line. Blaston, always very aggressive player, really likes his playstyle here, but still MJ Esports are going to get a little bit involved. Amirus is going to be going for late game rotation. Gdaczy though, they are also going to be trying to aim for Pachinki. They're going to go through Pachinki Hills on the west side of this phase. I'm going to try and apply maybe a little bit of pressure on the likes of Air Station Mike. They're still in Pachinki Fields. So that's a really good, easy point to defend, in my opinion. That's going to be working out really well for Gdaczy. As Team Unique and no tag team going to be just clashing back and forth just a little bit.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that Four Kings Northern Lights squadify is that they're both outside circle, and Tempest are actually being able to gatekeep them going into circle. But this is Team Unique going up against no tag team, also going up against Team Oops. There's also PG18 there. There's also Better Luck Next Time. This is pretty crazy in Pachinki as Blaston secures another knockdown onto OK Bro. He's popping off in the second Miramar game of the day. What can Deep do? As he does see the fact that his teammate, his comrade, gets secured, taken out by Blaston.
Blaston just going to try and hide himself behind that rock. Going to stay in the zone here. Phase 3, the shake damage going to be still just a little bit, though Four Kings and Northern Lights is going to be losing Spyro. Here it is, the shot come through.
Oh, nice!
It did get out. He only got 12 HP remaining. Might be a little bit careful here, but he's going to get his res back up. He should be just fine, though. Grishka Power
close.
Still in the distance. Another shift on top of Pachinki and Pachinki Fields. They've got to keep that in mind. But now Deep, he's going to leave that one go through. He knows he's in the blue zone. This should be the end of Blaston pretty easily. Here it is, though. Deep and Push going to apply some pressure by Marnie.
No
going
way.
to be leaving only 2 members remaining on the side of Four Kings. But that's going to be put down just a little bit slower. Tempest and also MJ Esports. They are a 3-man party in this fight for the past few minutes. And we did, unfortunately, lose Northern Lights in the process.
So now Blaston did get taken out after being knocked down initially. So Playzone will take him out as Tempest, as you said. Gatekeeping the edge of the circle as it's going to start closing in the next 25 seconds, looking for Four Kings. There's also MJ Esports in the northern side. Outside the circle, there's also huge potential, even more northerly outside the circle in that compound. So 3 squads could be getting a lot closer together than you think, as Hello Senpai from Brute Force knocking down Freenup on the side of Red Foxes.
Oh, Grishka making out with just a few HP. Nice grenade still chucked on over by Tempest. Tempest has such a good point of pressure because they have 3 of their members, Wookie Bookie, Kleb, and also Hani. They are just having 3 different angles of pressure on the members of Four Kings that are still not in circle. And as I said, that Grishka power going to be knocked away. Manny and Hagee going to be remaining on their side still, going to be turned into a 2v4. But still, MJ Esports, they're trying to rotate a little bit high up north, but they're just scared to try and shut down that rotation from Four Kings.
Yeah, they're playing a bit of a safer spot because they could end up getting themselves third-partied, although talking about getting third-party, huge potential looking for MJ Esports as Freenup, kill secured on the side of Hawk from Brute Force, and this is Grishka Power being taken out by Klebe on the side of Tempest, putting finally Four Kings down to 2 players. Absolutely perfectly as Kofes is dancing around those bullets, does get knocked down at the hands of Gdaczy.
We talked about it earlier. Pachinki Hill, such a nice area to defend. But unfortunately, PG18, they tried to do a 2-2 rotation. The Wanderer taking bullets, going to be exploding in fashion. That's how you want to go out in style. Diaz, though, going to be remaining the last member, actually, of PG18. They tried to go for a 2-2 split to get to the compound of Better Luck Next Time or Istanbul Wildcats. But unfortunately, when you're in the middle of Pachinki Fields, you're easy fire, easy access to get shut down. Not looking great. But PG18 going to be eliminated then in 15th position.
We do see MJ Sports are going up against huge potential outside the circle. They have to go down the hill of Pachinki, heading towards the field, so that's going to be a little bit risky right now as Better Luck Next Time. Hold on to that shot. Ghost Star gets that frag grenade onto the hands of Metabay from Red Foxes.
Better Luck Next Time, they just completely lasered Istanbul Wildcats out of their freaking mind, and Laz is going to be the last member remaining there. And there's a rotation going to come on pretty high up north. You talked about the 3-man party, is still going on a little bit slow because of those smokes. Going to buy a little bit of time for 2 of these teams, but though Hawk going to be slowly rezzed back up. Should be fine, but here it is, the next shift from Rain going to be coming out. Ojala in the blue zone going to be taking a little bit of damage, but he's also the last member. Instantly going to be taken out of the picture. MJ Esports in 14th position, taken out by Huge Potential.
Yeah, now Zolters actually find himself being put under pressure by Tempest. They have the top of the hill. Huge Potential have the bottom of the hill right now. They're trying to make their way upwards. Ehud getting the kill onto Higgy from 4 Kings. There's still Manny left going on the edge of the circle as Grinhawk does get taken out by the plays on Huge Potential, down to 2 players. Ooh. This next shift, phase 5, has shifted outside of Pachinki. Yep. That's it. The fields of Pachinki. Better look next time. Hold on to the center circle. You also have Brute Force on the southern easterly side of the circle in a bit of a 2-2 split, as Laza from the side of Istanbul Wildcats still get taken out, and that's them squad wiped in 13th place. 12 teams, 38 players left standing.
Jokers, once again, they're playing super passive. I'm absolutely adoring their playstyle on today's games. But all the teams that are still in Pachinki, they're all going to have to cross Pachinki fields. That's going to get really spicy here on the west side of this next phase.
And you've seen Team Moves there pulling the trigger, going into that tiny little compound shack in the field of Pachinki, going to try and get the work done as Manny, who's the last man standing, secured a knockdown on the Hani from Tempest, but does get taken out in the process. 4 Kings eliminated in 12th place. Now it's starting to pop off between these teams, between these remaining players. As O'Connell does take down Hookster from the side of Air Station Mike, but Air Station Mike still kind of keeping their hopes and dreams of a chicken dinner alive. Kedge Doran was knocked down from the side of Team Moves. The Tab knocks down Zolters from the side of Huge Potential, as they are both 3 teams outside the circle. That is Huge Potential, Jokers, and Tempest up in the northerly area.
Yeah, northerly area going to be having 3 big teams going up against each other. They're going to have to try and still make it through. They're still not in the circle, as though better luck next time against Brute Force. Going to get a nice knock. Brute Force, they're still going to have the high ground. Going to get a little bit cautious here. It's getting scary. Huge Potential also between 2 teams, between the likes of Jokers. Jokers finally, for the first time in this game, getting involved in a huge 3-man partying. Huge Potential. Tempest actually going to be backtracking away from that skirmish to get in circle, to get a nice high ground potential, to try and deny these rotations from Pachinki. Huge play from them.
Well, they're just covering all angles, covering all positions. A Jet on the side of Jokers looking for his shots off, gets a knockdown onto 1 member of Huge Potential right now. All the while, Ariane does get the knockdown to Wookie Bookie, as no tag team still going up against El Gigantin, as Huge Potential get eliminated in 11th place. Tempest had just a much better position overall, much better security, and they were able to take advantage right now. Now they turn their attention onto Jokers. Double knockdown coming out from Hani onto the Boom. And Jet right now is Set and Moon are the only 2 left standing on the side of Jokers. They try to make their way into the circle.
They're going to try their very best, but unfortunately the blue zone is right on top of them. They do lose the Boom. In the back, though, it's going to be turned to a 4v2. Actually a 3v2, because you have a Force that's going to be really far away, another knock coming on through. Set going to try and march on forward just a little bit more, but here it is also Team Moops from the low ground of Pachinki Fields. They're going to try and get a nice angle. Do find an opportunity. Tempest do lose Handy in the process. Unfortunately, Joker's set going to be lasered on through. With that SLR, but just surviving just a few HP remaining. Got to be a little bit cautious there, just find a little bit of cover for the long term. But will it be working out? He's still not in circle. Tempest, they got a really easy entry point to work with later on, but now Say he had to take a decision. He did hop out the smoke. And still Moops, they know exactly where Set is located. He's just going to be 3-man party by 2 of these teams, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the end. But no tag team. We talked about the hard rotation from Pachinki. They got taken out in 10th position.
This was the fight between Air Station Mike and no tag team, and Air Station Mike have come out on top, but Jazza is the only one that's left standing. All the while, Tempest, they have to move down Pachinki Hill, and it's actually not a good entrance point into circles because Team Moops are right there. Better look next time are right there. It's always risky. That's why they're doing their best to get as many kills as they can in that time, and they do take out Jokers, who are eliminated in 9th place, and Tempest already on 9 kills in this game, Maxman.
So Hjort, unfortunately, from Tempest getting a little bit attacked by surprise by Hawk from Brute Force. They're going for a little bit of a split. Actually, a 1-1-1 split from Brute Force this time around, but still, the two compounds are still in the middle of the circle. Better luck next time having a 2-2 split in that main compound in Pachinki Fields. Moves a little bit higher up north, a really good position to work with, but fight is still ongoing. Is actually in the Harry Potter Tower of Pachinki Fields. Going to be the likes of Red Foxes and El Gigantum. 1v1, Marcelic and Jevles just on two different locations. The first member to leave this building is going to die. Marcelic is pulling off the trigger first, and that's going to be an instant laser on through. Kill stolen away.
Yeah, but I can't see Red Foxes surviving that much.
Yeah.
They're now going to get popped up by Hammer Ace all the while. Catch Doran on the side of Team Moops, popping off against Unique right now. They'll secure one frag for his side. It's only Greg left standing on the side of Team Unique. We're down to 5 teams as Red Foxes were eliminated. Air Station Mike get eliminated in 6th place. This is kicking off right now in the final phase or 2 of this game.
You can see that one member of Team Unique, Greg, he's going to have the entirety of Pachinki Fields to go through. He does have a loot crate, so he has defense, wherever it is, though. Tempest going to try and rotate away around the corner of Brute Force. Fine Hawk instantly getting flushed out by Hanny. Nicely done, but though Macon still in range, a little bit further in the distance on Pachinki, actually on Potato Hills, I'm going to call it. And actually, Aorus, I think, is doing a smart play here by trying to get a little bit closer down to Maken on the east side.
And this is something I was wondering, like, should Better Look next time go all 4 into one compound, or is the 2-2 split better? I think the 2-2 split is better, although Arctics from Better Look next time secure that kill onto Greg from Team Unique. So we're down to 4 teams, 12 players left standing. Team Moops have a full squad. Better Look next time have a full squad. Brute Force have 2 players. Tempest have 2 players. No, they only have 1 player because Hanny has just been taken out by Kedge Doran on the side of Team Moops.
Wiki Bookie gonna be left and remaining on his own between the likes of Brute Force Macon and also the full forces of Better Luck next time and Team Moops. He's gonna try and be a little bit careful, but he is in a circle. Whereas Brute Force is not. They're gonna have to push forward a little bit, putting himself out in a bad spot against the likes of Better Luck next time. Wiki Bookie finds an angle, takes a few shots, 30 damage, but unfortunately 2 members on the side of Wiki Bookie. That might be a little bit too much, was that Scar. They are slowly pushing on through, but they're very close together. I think a split here from Brute Force would make a lot more sense just to try and deny that protection from that trees behind right now. Actually, define it behind that rock.
No, because they're just going to look for that flush grenade. They're going to be popped out. It does take out Tempest in 4th place. We're down to 3 teams. I do agree with that kind of sticking together on the side of Brute Force. They were able to just really put pressure on the side of Tempest and secure that squad wipe. But now they've got to turn their attention on to the final 2 teams, which is Team Moops. It is Better Luck next time, but Team Moops, their circle shift phase 7 actually went away from them. Hawkey did get himself knocked down, but there is a car there that could provide the extra level of protection. How are they going to hold on to? What are they going to do? The smoke grenade now being flown out in the direction of where Hawkey is to try to create that smoke wall to try and push their way into the circle. Very calculated, easy to spot out plays coming out from Team Moops. I like what they're trying to do.
It's about to get cloudy on their angle here in Pachinki Fields. Brute Force still not pulling the trigger. There's no reason to. Grenade going to be chucked on over. Nice! Colby on top of Hawk. But now they're going to try and push on forward. Still 3 members of Moops. 2-2 split. Huge going to be on the side of Better Luck's next time. Richie Birdo going to be put down pretty low, though. Thoughtlessly did push a little bit nicely on Macon, the member of Brute Force. Macon, also Aorus going to be a little bit higher up on the hill of Pachinki, of Potato Hill there. Macon still, those trees going to be pretty much in big action.
Well, he knows that Faultlessly was there. That's why he just held a better angle behind that tree, and they can actually now turn their attention on the kind of team moves. So not only are team moves outside the circle, they're being lasered by 2 different teams. It's really hard for team moves. It's a matter of kind of when they're going to get squad wiped, rather than, so to speak, if they're going to be squad wiped, just purely because the circle didn't really go towards them too much. Double is just inside it, but as I said, they're being lasered.
And also we saw that the shit did happen on one of the first compounds of Better Luck next time. They can get their 2 of the members in here and have 4 members in one compound. That will be huge for Better Luck next time, as they still have the prime positioning. Brute Force also going to have to try and force on through a little bit. Moves just a little bit more distance to work with for their 2 members in the back. They still got quite some work to work with.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
And that's the thing. They're just popping off shots. Obviously in the hopes that they're going to connect, but when they pop off shots, they're saying to team moves, look, we have you spotted. Don't even think about moving. So they're looking to kind of pinch him against the blue zone, maybe even kind of expose him to the open air to try and take them out.
That's something you're going to try and work with. But Brute Force, they're the team that's a little bit more in a bad spot. Macon going to take A few shots down to now 1/5 HP. Nice shot from Regiberto. Can he confirm the kill? Nice headshot was under that 85 damage. Nice. Even though they might get taken out by the likes of Better Luck next time, that was a huge play. Just
It's
one point can make the difference.
Yep.
Yeah. And here it is though. The push is slowly coming on through as Fate is going to be pushing because they know they have the smokes. It just shut down the visibility of Team Moops. And Fate can just force on through and create a different point of pressure. As Brute Force was taken out in third.
I was just going to say, and that puts Team Moops in second place. It's extra placement point standing, and it could, hey, it's 2v4, but we've seen stranger things happen. A good grenade, a good flank, a good reposition. Hell, just good peaks coming out from Team Moops could put them in with a chance of taking this chicken dinner. It's going to be damn tough as Artix is looking for them. The grenade comes flying out. He manages to reposition just in time to avoid the blast off from that grenade as they're just continuing to fire them off in the direction of better luck next time.
There's not better, like much more for Moose to do there. Another grenade coming on through, but it will not be working out. That huge grenade of faultlessly taking out the two remaining members of Moves. That's going to be Better Luck next time. Taking a huge second game today for them on Erangel.
Wow, that's...
It's always Better Luck next time, grenade.
Yeah, Better Luck next time. The nades being absolutely faultless from faultlessly. There you go. But what did I say? I said Team Moves were going to come up there. I said they were the team to look out for. They didn't quite get the chicken dinner, but they got second place. They got, I believe, 6 kills in that game. I think Better next time got 10 or 11. And you also had Tempest pulling a fantastic performance, holding on to the edge of Pachinki Hill and the high ground for the majority of that game.
As we go over the highlights, once again, 2 games in a row, I feel bad for Northern Lights. They get 3-man party all the time. Leave them some time to breathe, please. What did they do to you? Four Kings, also a team that was getting 3-man party quite a lot this game, struggling on those rotations. Though, I gotta say, I was really impressed with Four Kings because they stuck together and just like that late game that they got into the late game phases, I was really proud of how Four Kings just stepped up their gameplay in the second game today. Has huge potential. A lot of 3-man parties on these Eastern shift coming on through, unfortunately, as you were kind of expecting as that Phase 3 did show up. And huge potential later on down the line did get taken away by Jokers and Tempest just closing up that claw on top of them.
Yeah, this was solid play coming out from a lot of these teams. Team Moves, they held on to that kind of shack for so long in this game, but no tag team. This is the battle between no tag team and Air Station Mike that we didn't get much of a view of. We just sort of kill feed kind of pop off every now and again. And as we'd seen, Air Station Mike did come out on top of it in this game as Tempest, who'd held on to the high ground for so long, were eventually taken out by Brute Force.
Then that double grenade on top of Wookie Wookie, just not giving him any chance of escaping that one. Nicely done. That was Tempest out in 4th position. Still stepping up their gameplay, which I'm really, really enjoying here on the 2 last days we had been seeing of them. That nice shot from Reggie Beardo on the Khan 98.
Oh, man, that was beautiful.
And wait, I want to see that grenade coming on through from Faultlessly. We're going to see it really soon. That was a grenade on the side. Perfectly executed once again. Better luck next time. Really, on the leaderboards also, they are just stepping up really slowly. And in that top 8, they've just been really consistent today.
Man, they have, and I absolutely love how these teams are doing. Istanbul Wildcats didn't seem to have the strongest of games, held onto a solid position, but those circle shifts, like going into Pachinki and then out of Pachinki, because it could have been a Pachinki finish. Like, we didn't think it was going to be an El Pozo finish. Yes, in Miramar, but it was. So, yeah. Didn't think it was gonna be as crazy as it was in that last game.
Really fun Pachinki Fields finish here on Erangel as we go next game on Miramar for the desert map. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back in just a few short minutes. Hey, thank you very much for waiting and welcome back. We are now 50% done with day 3 of Group B for the PEL Contenders here. We had an awesome set of games on Erangel. Now we're going to be moving over to Miramar for some epic games. El Podzo, maybe.
I don't know if I can handle another city finish in
Too much.
Miramar. It was harsh. Like, it was amazing, but it was kind of like, whoa, because everything, like, the last couple of phases, everything popped off. All kill feed was just going crazy. But it's also nice to see something different in Miramar and even in general, because I don't normally see finishes. Even in the previous game, we had a bit of a temptation of a Pachinki finish, but then it did shift more towards the field and the hills outside of Pachinki. But that last game taken brilliantly by Better Luck Next Time. Seen first game of the day taken by Istanbul Wildcats. So 2 games, 2 different winners.
Yeah, so far so good. Also, that was the first win of Better Luck Next Time in phase 3, so I'm really happy for them. They got a great performance in this game, now in the top 8, so they're going to be pretty steady for the next game. Anyways, this game on Miramar just about to kick off. I can see the playing trajectory on my screen.
Hell yeah.
Pretty far away from El Pozo.
It is. It is. But it was pretty far from El Pozo when it was an El Pozo City finish.
That's why.
Well, it wasn't too far, but it was...
Big brain.
Maybe big brain. And it's like Better Luck Next Time. They started off today in 10th place. Mm-hmm. They were on a total of 47 points, so very close to the top 8 after that last result. I'd imagine they've shifted themselves up a little bit closer to the top 5 or 6. I would imagine so. Mm-hmm. And again, it's about trying to create a consistency of average points per game. You're looking between 6 to 7 to get into the top 8 based on what we've seen in the past. And then you're also looking to create that point gap difference of the teams behind you that will also give you better security for a bad game.
Going to see the drops coming on through. Team Unique, as always, they love the south of every single game. If it's Sanhok, if it's Miramar, if it's Erangel, always going to see them in the south. They do like that location. Just 20 more seconds before we see where phase 1 is going to be located. Pretty even drop in phase, but though one team that might be mixed up just a little bit is actually the forces of MJ Esports and 4 Kings towards the likes of San Martin, so they might want to try and get away. And as I said, I see MJ Esports, they're going to be shifting for the west, just avoiding that fight as much as possible.
So there's also Brute Force and Jokers have landed either in Los Leones or just outside of Los Leones, and that phase 1 circle, it's a bit more north than the teams have generally actually landed around. Like, there's no team kind of around on the 50% north side of the circle, like Cruz de Val, Toro Umada, Tierra Bronco, Azahar, all open to be kind of occupied. It's going to be easy access for the likes of, even though PG18 are inside the circle, I'm pretty sure they'll want to get more central, but they can go from the easterly side of that road path in towards where maybe El Azahar is.
So Tempest, as always, fought Picardo. Last game, a little bit of a struggle, but still, they got out in 4th position with that last member remaining. It was Wookie Bookie, so that's going to be huge for them on this next game if they can try and just consistently get those nice points going their way. What they usually do on Picardo, they loot on early for like the first minute and a half, then they rotate really fast actually over to the center of the circle. That's what we saw them do recently on the last few games on Miramar. And because there's so much place, you talked about it earlier, north, there's no teams there whatsoever. That could actually be really good for Tempest to just try and get one of those locations under control.
Yeah, but they're also, if they take the road, like, they're kind of heading in the path of where maybe Team Oops are. And even if they're kind of pinched, they have to go in the center of the circle from a central direct path, at least based on what we see. Because to the north of them is MJ, to the south of them is Istanbul Wildcats, and there's no real easy road to the center of the circle even from there, so they have to go straight up.
Yeah, they've got to try and be a little bit cautious if they do decide to pull off the same kind of rotations we saw in their last Miramar performances. MJ, they're going to be putting off a 2-1-1 split, just going to be a little bit taken on the west side of this first phase circle on Miramar, towards the likes of San Martin. They did avoid the fight then with 4 Kings. I think both teams saw like, oh, we got 2 teams actually dropping at the same location. Let's just separate a little bit further, because early game team fights in Miramar should not really occur all that often. Which MJ, they did understand that, and they really just try and took their chances in their hand to just try and get away from that fight, which I do really enjoy. A lot of teams actually are located here in the southern section of the map.
Yeah,
you've got Brute Force, you've got
still
Northern
there.
Lights, Jokers, No Tag Team, PG18, and Team Unique. they're all going to have to try and do a shift. But actually, the full coastline on the east is actually completely unoccupied, so that's a really good entry point for most of these teams.
Exactly, that's what I mentioned earlier on. Better luck next time. They have a good position. They're on their own. They're looking to head towards maybe go for a bit of a 2-2 split, 2 in around water treatment, if not 2 around the hills above water treatment. As we do see, these teams are starting to shift their way through more centralized in the circle. El Gigantic moving through. Team Unique, who are outside circle, they're generally looking to move their way through as a bit of a 2-2 split. PG18, as I said, they're still kind of holding on to the edge of the circle, but starting to make their way upwards.
Before casting the PEL, I've always been like the mentality of doing a 4-man, just sticking together as much as possible, because I love it's a team game, right? But Team Unique is the one team that's making my mentality change on those 2-2 splits, because they execute it so efficiently. Doesn't always work, but they execute in such like by the book kind of gameplay that I absolutely adore. As Joker's set, unfortunately falling to his doom, just got knocked. He should get res, maybe. We'll have to see how that one works out.
There
he
you
did
go.
get flushed away actually by no tag team. Ooh.
Yep, Nail Up securing the first kill of the game and the first point for his side. And a little bit of loot that might be inside his box of death, so to speak. As O'Connell is going to go, hey, can I have some of this loot, please? You know, I'll give you a lift somewhere.
Feels like solo queue. The first one that gets to it gets all the loot. It's all mine.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like, I get the kill, I get the loot, you know.
So it's the unwritten rule of PUBG.
It kind of is. It kind of is. But now Istanbul Wildcats shifting on through this circle. You've MJ Esports were firing a couple of shots in their direction. Team Moot were also firing shots in their direction. Apocalypse on that bike. It's a good vehicle for getting through Miramar because it's fast. It is hard to kind of pop off shots in that direction, although it's exposed. So if you're an expert fragger and you're a little bit lucky and you get the perfect shots off, you will find yourself lasered, even if the whole squad is looking for you. So Tazer from the side of Air Station Mike being very accurate with those shots off his Hookstar and Fake looking for MJ Sports. Stratus gets taken out. Double kill being secured on the side of Air Station Mike. Fake doing some absolute work for his team.
Doing absolutely awesome. John New, you're going to have to try and peel back just a little bit. He's backtracking with that car. The train's a little bit hard, so he's got to try and work around that. They're going to be 2 members away, despite MJ going to be losing 2 of their main members after that push, unfortunately. But still, they survive, and that's the most important part about this. S Station Mike, though, Jazza taking a few shots. As it's done with Wildcats, they want to get involved. They want to get jiggy-wiggy with it. Oh,
but look at El Gigantin coming on through and securing those last 2 kills on the MJ Esports. The MJ Esports get eliminated in under 10 minutes, down in 16th place. Istanbul Wildcats are a little bit out in the open. They're taking shots off from Tempest. They're taking shots off from Air Station Mike. It's not looking too good for them in the first game of the day, and also Team Moops are looking for them.
Yeah, just so much action. These smokes early on, they might not have as many as you're already expecting, so they have to rotate, which they are doing now. I think that's a great call from Istanbul Wildcats. BSD Apocalypse. Apocalypse actually having his other member on his back there. So 2 members on a bike might get a little bit risky, but if they do it fast and just get to safe position really fast, they should be just fine, though. PG18 also going to be holding that location. Might be trying to clash a little bit with Team Unique. They are rotating up on the the east side here. Same for Jokers.
It's kind of what I thought. It's a hill above El Azahar, so it's a high ground, it's high angle. So you've got to be a little bit careful towards the south of them. Although if they hear the vehicles of Team Unique, they might be able to catch them out right now. But this is Air Station Mike having a good start to this 3rd game of the day. As I said, I was talking to Hugstar from Air Station Mike earlier on. Had an absolute fantastic chat. Gave me some little bit of an insight. I said they're a new team, so they haven't really played with each other as much. So small mistakes, kind of not enough synergy that you do get from naturally coming together is kind of maybe what might be pulling them out a little bit. But then again, we're seeing spots and moments in these games where they look like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like they lagged a little bit of training because they went at the start of the day they were in 3rd position overall.
Yeah, I know.
I know. We lack synergy, but no, not at all. You guys are doing absolutely awesome though. Red Foxes and Four Kings, they're going to be a little bit closer though. Red Foxes don't have all their full forces, only having 2 members. Going to be Jevless and Kofest, and actually they're going to be trying to get the hell out of this compound against Four Kings. That's in the distance. Once again, Team Moops is just everywhere and going to be trying to deny the rotation. Kofest down to now 1/3 HP, but still shots fired back and forth. He's going to try and get to some safety. You can see that car might be exploding really soon. And here it is. One wheel does get popped off, and he does get to that hay bale. But it's going to be really complex. A lot of teams have different angles on top of Kofest, and I think we might lose him in the process. And there it is. The wheel's going to be popped off. That's going to be a great move from Moops just to try and slow him down. And a headshot connects from Higgy on Four Kings. But who will secure that kill point? It will be confirmed by Manny from Four Kings.
Yep, so taking that kill away. Red Fox is losing 1 member now as this circle shift. It went very centralized in the zone. I like these Miramar circles. I really like it indeed. As Hookstar gets a knockdown onto Apocalypse from Istanbul Wildcats, I'm not surprised because Hookstar has always found himself being one of the top fraggers in any team he's been in, and he's continuing it right now in the form of Air Station Mike.
No tag team. Gonna have 2 of their members, O'Connell and Nail Up. They do see that this compound was now taken over by huge potential, though playing it full aggressive there here I don't think is really worth it. They are doing a 2-2 split, so maybe no tag team want to try and get their forces back together if they do want to do something about it. Though they are in circle, no big rotations really needed. But though, which is really interesting, is on the east side you saw Team Unique and also PG-18. PG-18, they had the mountain of El Azahar, and actually they just took out, and Team Unique just took that location away from PG-18.
Like, look at that big kind of, I wouldn't say that black hole, but that big flat land that Better Luck Next Time are going through now. It's not really an area these teams will want to go near. Better Luck Next Time are kind of having to do that as a 3-man kind of 3-vehicle strong team. But they're going right into the path of Four Kings, as we're seeing right now. There's also Red Foxes are also there. So it's not the wisest of position that's coming out from Better Luck Next Time, but they're kind of making it work for now. Well,
Artix. No, you don't want to lose Artix. He's one of your top players. Feels bad, man. Sniped away by Four Kings. And Four Kings actually starting off the game was a huge splash, which I'm really happy to see this game a little bit towards the Patron. Though behind them, 3 teams are rotating. It's going to be Brute Force and also Northern Lights. Northern Lights specifically, they have a bunch of cars under their control. They're getting closer and closer towards Hacienda del Patron, as though Team Unique, here it is, the fight will be coming on through of Jokers. They were trying to get a little bit closer into the circle on the east side, and now Joker's been really understanding and respectful there. They're going to be running for their life.
Yeah, because that wasn't even anything like, trying to dodge away. That was full on bullet me, cut me, body me, bullet. It was just straight up in the face, gotten taken out right now as Joker's down to 2 players, if I'm not mistaken, down in the southern side of the circle. Tab just trying to survive those shots being popped up. I've got to say, I like the fact that Better Luck Next Time, they took the risk of going through the field. They, as a 3-man team, they managed to get into a compound. So in my opinion, that's a successful reposition.
Brute Force talking about their rotation on the west side. They're going a little bit higher up north towards the likes of water treatment. They got a lot of room. They have a bunch of compounds that they can easily take over and put under their control. So I think that should be something good for them. This fight's still going on. There's going to be huge potential. It's not really a fight. It's just more of a Mexican standoff here on Miramar where nothing much is going to come out of it. And no tag team going to be pretty respectful. They are doing a 2-1-1 split. Once again, on the high ground, they can have a lot of vision. And once again, visibility and feeding yourself information on team presence on Miramar to just try and set up your next rotations is extremely important. So just getting the information from that point is really good.
It's just going to be risky if this next phase is going to shift very heavily south. It's going to put a lot of pressure. It does. That's putting a lot of pressure on the boat Better Luck Next Time and a little bit of Four Kings. They're in a 2-2 split because they have to kind of go into the open field essentially to get into the circle. And we know with Team Moops are kind of gatekeeping. You have El Gigante now kind of gatekeeping. Even Tempest are also kind of gatekeeping. It's going to be a little bit tough for Four Kings and Better Luck Next Time.
So basically everyone is gatekeeping.
Well, it's going to feel that way to those two teams. It kind of will feel that way.
Jokers, the Tab did escape the fight earlier, was True Unique, but though he did get knocked away by PG-18. Going to be having only 1 member. Just going to be Daboom remaining in Junkyard. Gonna have to try and take that rotation in his hand. Better luck next time. Doing a really nice engage. And still 4 Kings in the distance. Fate and Thoughtlessly going to be scattered out by El Gigantum. They do make it through.
Wow.
Just that was the most complicated part to make it through, and they're going to be a little bit safer. And that was actually their frontline scouts, and now Kissick can actually just try and join them as they know the area is safe.
Yes and no. It's kind of safe, but it's not heavily safe.
It's uncircle.
There's Northern Lights there. Now, they could kind of look to gatekeep Northern Lights, but right now they're only a 2-man team. They could get a little bit of inadvertent help from El Gigantum if they do play a little bit cleverly, and it goes their way. But also Northern Lights have to be careful of brute force, making our way up the north side into circle. And this is what we're talking about. Northern Lights peeking on through. I don't know if even Better Luck next time are heavily aware that no tag team are there.
Now they're letting themselves open on that side, so they have no idea.
No, they don't know. They don't know. Yeah, they don't know.
Oh, that nice shot, jump shot on top of Grishka. Power in the distance of 4 Kings. There it is. Nice. You don't get to secure that kill and that flush. Extra point for them. Feels good, man. They're the angle. Now they know 100% Better Luck next time that they have shots on their side. And now Perfectix and Deep, they're going to get 2 different angles, which I think is great. Not going to put them in too much of a hassle. Although Spyro, when he gets there, he's going to be a huge playmaker for this engagement on the 2 remaining members of Better Luck next time.
But he's also got to be a little bit aware, if he isn't, the fact that El Gigantum are across that road inside the circle. And they see ahead, they see a peak, they're going to pop off those shots. So it's going to be a little bit careful on the side of Northern Lights. They're just playing a little bit safe, playing it calculated. Fortlessly does get knocked down. You talked about the flank that came through. It is going to pay off. Oh no, Perfectus missed his shots, unfortunately. Fate is going to be put down to about 30 health. But the heal comes out on the side of Perfectix, so he should be able to get himself up to 75% health. Now it's going to be a 1v1 kind of situation, but with the help of the rest of his team, he should be able to get that kill, and the squad wipe comes through. Better luck next time. The winners of that last game have been put down and out in 15th place.
Yeah, there's Spyro. He was doing a great flank. That's what allowed him to try and kick off that engagement against the likes of Better Luck next time. Not 2 chicken dinners in a row, unfortunately for them. They're Red Foxes. They're going to go for that Eastern shift. You do have a pretty nice cliff to work with here. Brute Force and also Team Unique going to be around them.
Oh no!
They're going to go for the car move. And Brute Force, yeah, Javlis, he's going for the move. He's going to be that first line of engagement to try and get to a safe location. Javlis going to get a little bit of spray. One headshot comes on through and does get taken. Unfortunately, out in the back, the Red Foxes, they knew that there was a team applying pressure there. Maybe get that one member down, though. A little bit of shot fired back and forth with that SLR. Doesn't quite find Metabay, unfortunately, and same for Freenop, and they're going to clap right back, remaining only 1 member on the side of Brute Force. That's going to be Hawk, a little bit further back on the high ground, and this is actually a huge play from Red Foxes, and Brute Forces get eliminated by the likes of Red Foxes instantly.
But we do see Standing on the side of Team Unique looking to join in fun, got the knockdown on the Metabay, and the kill secured, so that's going to push Red Foxes back a little bit. Nail up, now proning down, looking for PG-18. Rekent, I think they know he's there. He's just trying to peek on through. It is outside the circle, so it's something they're going to have to be very, very careful of this because this blue zone is closing in. A grenade now looking to be popped off. Is it going to be a Kobe? It dances on through. It wasn't cooked quite enough, and it just wasn't quite in the right way all the while. One member of Tempest manages to knock down the other member of Tempest, unfortunately, but that revive should successfully come through.
Oh, Red Foxes, the suit going to be taking that nice headshot applied by Freenop. Here it is, but unfortunately another angle that's going to be coming on through from Standing though, because he was solo. One more bullet was all you needed. That's going to be 3 Red Foxes taken out in now 13th position. Team Unique, their rotation's been absolutely top-notch on this game today.
And they do seem to like Miramar. I'll tell you that much because they won a Miramar game. They won. They're looking pretty good in this day 3 Miramar game, although it's still kind of mid to early game. All the while, Jokers outside the circle possibly look to put a little bit of pressure on the Unique because they kind of do. They have to get those knockdowns on, otherwise they're not going to find a solid position. But huge potential are there inside the compound on the eastern side of the circle, so it's something that Jokers are going to be very, very aware of.
4 Kings, full ones, they get pretty damn late in the game, which I'm really happy about, especially they're sticking together pretty nicely. Going to try and rotate on through. Jokers, they were starting to pick that fight with Team Unique. Unfortunately, they are backtracking. They know that a lot of teams have an angle on them, so it's going to be too much of a risk for them to take, so they're just going to backtrack off of that one. No tag team, and PG18 no tag team for the first time in this game. They're finally back as a 4-team, which is going to be huge for them as they get slowly closer to a 2-2 split of Tempest. And they're going to actually go for the compound. Nail-up is going to be that first line of engagement on their side. Yeah,
going to be a bit of a scout for a side. Get a little bit of communication. He might lose his life, but now he does have the peak of the hill, so it is going to help him a little bit. While Tempest, 2 members in that little compound. Going to be very careful. Recurrent then dies on the side of PG18. Grishka power in the feed, be knocked down on the hands of Perfectus for Northern Lights. Zolters, the Kobe comes through. Great calculated Kobe coming out from Zolters inside the huge potential. All the while the counter Kobe came through at the hands of Dies onto Alrain. And Zolters now going to secure that frag onto Recurrent, putting PG18 down a little bit. Nemrith and the Wanderer in the background, possibly going to look to throw a couple of Kobe's in the direction of huge potential. But the good thing for huge potential is they do have the barrels. They have the buildings that they kind of peek on their way through. Now Dies and Zolters are going to a little bit 1v1 for now, but they're now going to back off a little bit as Greenhawk is going to hold a different little bit of an angle. The Kobe comes through. Is it going to connect onto the Wanderer? It does not, but Jokers do end up getting eliminated outside the circle.
Yeah, they tried a 3-man party. This fight just a little bit too early, and unfortunately got taken out of the pitch on that eastern rotation. Still, PG18, 3 members, 4 members remaining on the side of huge potential. They're going to try and push on through just a little bit. And this fight's still ongoing. We can go over to the point of view of 4 Kings. 4 Kings, unfortunately, going to be going up against the side of Tempest, but though PG18 Diaz is going to be on the backside, going to be taken out of the picture for this skirmish at least. Might get res later. Nemrith and Wanderer are going to try and do this as a 2-man team, but Wanderer going to be remaining, and that will be the end of the beans for PG18 in 11th position.
Huge potential, holding on to a compound, keeping it on their side as they do manage to survive all the while standing. Got a cheeky kill secure at the hands of Alrain for huge potential, putting them down to 2 players. Let's not forget that it is outside the circle, Max, so they have to exit it. Standing is inside the circle, so he's looking to gatekeep, but he's being put down to 59 health, so he's going to have to back off a tiny bit. Going to throw a smoke grenade to try and keep himself well protected as Grag and Dez out. They flank and they kind of hold different angles in different positions, but they are outside the circle.
Yeah, this is just great. They know that they're positioning. This is forcing out rotation from huge potential. Going to be Zolters and Ehot remaining. And they're just going to try and play the long game as Ehot going to get a little bit close and personal. Disu, be careful, does have an angle as he goes out in the open. Going to be a little bit scary at this point in time, but here it is. Disu going to be knocked away. Going to be remaining 2 members on their side. But actually, huge potential, doing great with what's given to them. Just getting instant flush on top of Disu. Going to be turning this fight into now a 2v2 against Team Unique. Standing still, that position that you talked about earlier, so good. He did pop a smoke earlier just to try and res back up just a little bit, but now Grag finds that kill instantly on top of Ehot. Going to be now just a 2v1. Zolter's going to be lasered on through by standing in the distance, and he's going to be taken over by Grag with the headshot. Huge potential, now in 10th position. 9 teams remaining.
But Northern Lights going, hey, you guys gatekeep, we want to gatekeep you. Let's see what can happen. Standing, put down to 40 health. Grishka power on the side of 4 Kings. They're still going strong. Knocks down 1 member of Air Station Mike. Air Station Mike hold a nice positional compound inside the circle as Marcella does take down 1 member of Team Moops. It is on the northwestern side of the circle, but this is Northern Lights looking to take down Team Unique. Spyro finding the angles, knock down Greg, standing the only one left alive on the side of Team Unique. Is that squad right going to go through? Both teams fighting against this blue zone, standing down to about 30 health behind that tree. Kobe comes through, it still doesn't connect, and he's managed to heal himself up to about 75% as the Team Unique get eliminated. Deep Holden finds the angle, and they're going to go out in 8th place.
Yeah, the gatekeeper getting gatekeeped by Northern Lights, unfortunately for Team Unique. Still, despite that, they did an absolutely awesome game, and now the circle. Let's focus on the teams that are in circle. On the southern section is going to be Team Unique. Team Tempest. Also going to have no tag team, and also 4 Kings Manny going to be a little bit split away from his team, done a 3-1 split. Got to keep that in mind. But Istanbul Wildcats still really good position overall.
It's working for 4 Kings because we've seen them quietly kind of pop off on the kill feed. We've seen the mini map where it's kind of been Manny's been doing absolutely fantastically on his own. So credit is due. 4 Kings finding Miramar in the strength of their hands, and they need a good result. coming into today's games in last place, this Miramar chicken dinner would work wonders for their mentality, for their confidence going into the last game of the day. As El Giganton in the northwards angle, blast on looking for him, not quite finding it with the Mini 14 because he was in that bike and it does roll around the map pretty fast.
Yeah, El Gigantum, they're going to be between the three teams, Istanbul Wildcats, Four Kings, and also Northern Lights. Even though I'm not sure that Istanbul Wildcats is really going to get involved with this one. Airstation Mike have such a good position to defend, so much a point of pressure on most of these teams. Spyro takes 39 damage to the face by Marsalek and Norkis, though there's going to be a kill coming on through, just a knock out. And also, no tag team. They did lose one of their members. Going to get res back up normally, but Four Kings, they're going to try and force on through this fight on El Gigantum. Just try and get a better angle of point. As you see, Norkis pushing slowly up towards the forces of Northern Lights, as Northern Lights lose OK Bro in the process.
Yeah, that knockdown was taken away by Airwaves, but El Giganton took the kill. So now Higgy's gonna pop off a couple of shots with that Mini 14. Gonna try for it. Manny got the knockdown onto O'Connell. Cleve got the knockdown onto Yannick. And now we find themselves no tag team in a situation where there's only two members left standing. That Kobe comes out. It doesn't connect quite. Although Gibbet was able to get the revive onto O'Connell, putting no tag team in a situation where there's still still 4 men strong. If that fourth revive can come through, all the while in the opposite end of the circle, it is going to be Airstation Mike and Northern Lights coming together. But who's going to come out on top in this compound push? Is no tag team going to be able to find the right angles, find the right peaks, or are Tempest going to just be able to stay protected and actually get a bit of inadvertent help, possibly from Four Kings?
Northern Lights, Deep, and Spyro, they want to try and do something here about Airstation Mike, as the shift did go away from this compound, so this fight, maybe not the best that you're looking for, but though El Gigantum, they can just try and find a nice point of entry into the next phase, though Four Kings are going to try and deny that once again. Tau Zero going to try and pull the reverse engagement, actually, and here it is, the first knock and actually flush on top of Teep will be happening. Going to be remaining as Northern Lights with one member on their side, and as I say, that Spyro going to be taken out of the picture instantly. Airstation Mike's pulling the reverse engagements on Northern.
I think Huckster was maybe duping me when he said that they didn't have that much synergy, because as a full squad taking out the side of Northern Lights, damn boy, you guys are looking good as we are down to 6 teams, 18 players left standing. Only 2 teams have full squads up. That's Four Kings. So happy to hear that. And Airstation Mike, Tempest have 3, no tag team have 3, El Giganton have 2, and Istanbul Wildcats, a winner chicken dinner already today, still have 2 members up.
Yeah, but they are in this small building, in this small shack. One grenade is all you need to try and shut them down, but they haven't given their position away. As Airstation Mike, they said it earlier, they're going to give up that compound, as once again, no tag team, and also Tempest have such a good angle on top of them. The kill feed is popping up. Airstation Mike taking no tag team out in 6th position, 5 teams remaining, and they are flipping this game on its head, as now Tempest going to be also fighting with 2 members of Four Kings. Four Kings going to be losing Higgy and also Manny in the process. Tempest doing so good in that engagement, but now Airstation Mike going to be going a little bit down south to try and pick that fight and force it through to try and slow down Tempest's engagement.
Man, Airstation Mike are ripping on through in this Miramar game. Took down no tag team, took down 1 member of Four Kings. They're on 8 kills already in this game, and with another 8 players, another 8 potential kills for their side. Hookstar getting a knockdown onto Wookie Bookie. Can the kill come through? Have they got any grenades? I know Talzera doesn't have any grenades, but let's not forget about the mighty myth of El Gigante. Norkis is still going strong. He's going to try and find the right angle on the 1 member of Four Kings, as Talzera and the rest of Airstation Mike take down Tempest, who are eliminated in 4th place. We did see El Giganton get taken down in 5th place, so 3 teams left standing. It is going to be the side of Four Kings, Istanbul Wildcats, and Airstation Mike, who still have a full squad up, Max.
Yeah, Istanbul Wildcats actually on Miramar, they won a game last time with exactly this situation, just snaking on through in this one shack and just securing the chicken dinner at the very, very end. But once again, the high ground and having that split coming on through, especially from Airstation Mike, that 2-2 is just absolutely awesome. 2 points of pressure on the members of Four Kings. Now Four Kings actually going to be like trying to do also a 1-1 split to try and work on through. They do have a nice angle to work with. Only one member, unfortunately, Blast on going to be lasered on through and stolen away by Lazar. And they given their position away, and now AirStation Mike, they know exactly where to focus on.
Man, AirStation Mike with that 2-2 split is working out so strongly, but they're taking it into their control. Maxon, they're being aggressive. They're being forward-thinking. Hugstar, one of the top kill leaders of this game.
Whoa.
Fantastic shots coming out from Talzera. Takes down Grishka Power, takes down 4 Kings. It's down to Istanbul Wildcats and AirStation Mike. It's a 4v2 situation, my dude.
Istanbul Wildcat, they want that chicken. They want their 4th win here in the Group B of PL Contenders. Can they make it on through, though? The circle is slowly closing on through. This fight might not go too far, but though, if they still have some grenades on the side of AirStation Mike, they could be huge for this game. Just a little off peek from Apocalypse, going to be coming on through. Laza still in the building, going to try and maybe come out to try and avoid those grenades, but still, the circle is coming on through. I want to see where it's going to shift.
I reckon it's going to shift towards AirStation Mike because its whole game has just been AirStation Mike, especially the final couple of circles, mainly down to their own fantastic gameplay. But Laza, now they're going to get on the bike. I like that coming out from Istanbul Wildcats, but they're going into the blue zone. Are they actually going to go suiciding?
Yeah.
Yes, they are going to go suiciding. They're going to deny the point. And you know what? You take the point away. You don't give it over to your opponent. It's a viable strategy in PUBG. They still end up in second place overall. Great play coming out from Istanbul Wildcats at the end just to kind of be clever. But AirStation Mike, man, AirStation Mike popped off in that game. I think they got a total of 10 kills. As I said, when I talked to Hugstar, he mentioned about the team really kind of just forming together, kind of maybe lacking the synergy that you get from playing in these games. But as we're getting into these days, man, taking out Northern Lights, amazing.
Seeing this game on Miramar, it seemed like they played together for like 10 years. Like they've just known each other since
like
kindergarten and just popped off in that game on Miramar. These 2-2 splits, especially at the end, they can be risky, but when you have that synergy and that communication, that's all you need. They played it so well as we've gone over the highlights once again of this 3rd game of the day on Miramar. And that was so nice. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
But though 4 Kings actually really surprising performance. Late game, still the 2-2 split worked on also pretty well. I'm really proud to see the 4 Kings. They are slowly improving their overall standings and score in their games. A lot going on.
Yeah, and as we did see, 4 Kings were doing a lot of work. Another team that, again, had a fantastic game in Miramar. They popped off, they kept together, but they were also splitting up in the right moments towards the late stage of the game. They had a bit of a quiet performance on the camera feed, but on the kill feed, they were making waves.
This fight, there was also a pretty big wave. So many teams, 3-man party in this skirmish actually early on, which was really interesting. And I think that once again, Team Unique, they are making me completely change my vision about 2-2 splits, and they worked out really well. A few fights coming on through, but they just gatekeep this circle so well. Unfortunately, Northern Lights, they got involved. Spyro did absolutely awesome in that 2-2 fight up against Team Unique, and then Standing was the last one remaining. Got actually a nice knock on the side on OK Bro. He did get flushed on later on through, but you got to still give huge props to that team.
That's what I was talking about. Manny was doing great work, but no tag team, again, taken out by AirStation Mike. So AirStation Mike took down El Giganten. They took down Tempest. They took down Northern Lights. They were just ripping through every single chat. And this was the end where Istanbul Wildcats took the safe choice of just dying to the play zone, denying the points. But here's the point standings from match 11. MJ Esports, better luck next time. The only 2 teams to get 0 points.
Yeah, and also I want to talk about real quick also again that the fact that they went to deny those points away. 2 points is something you can't really overlook, and I think that was a really smart play. But look at that AirStation Mike, another game was a team get over 20 points.
Highest,
23.
That's
our
highest
record.
Point,
it was 22, I believe.
I think it was 22.
Now it's 23. Our record taken over by AirStation Mike. 4 Kings. I am so proud of 4 Kings. I have to say they got their first game in 2-digit numbers. And I expect a little bit more in the future because they show what they can do. And if they keep that continuity on board, they can definitely get in that top 8.
As I said, when 4 Kings have a good game, they have a damn good game. But Talzera getting 4 kills on the side of AirStation Mike, followed by Standing from Team Unique and Hugstar. Am I not really surprised? 2 Air Station Mike
They engage on
players
tempers.
in the top 3 of the kill feed. Yeah.
They engaged on tempers at the end just
I know,
to try to
crazy.
get them out of position as they were trying to raise
Wow.
back up. Didn't have time. Unknown. This is like the second player. I guess
Unknown. Yeah.
After, like, unknown. Who is it? I'm not sure. But we did have one player then that got that. I'm pretty sure it is Tauzera. Yeah, I'm like
It is
99.9999%
If it's
sure
not
it is.
Tauzera, then I will eat a
my
pen.
hat.
I will eat a pen.
Pen? Okay,
Yeah.
don't touch my pen. I already broke it. Please.
Yeah, I know. So this is the overall standings after 11 games in Group B. Air Station Mike,
Whoa.
after that Miramar game, holding on to the top spot. But it's close because Istanbul Wildcats are only 3 points behind. But then you do have a bit of a gap. There is a bit of a points difference between Istanbul Wildcats and Northern Lights.
Yeah, it can start to get a little bit high on board. This is also the first time, I believe, where Istanbul Wildcats is now in first position this time around. And a lot of teams actually... after it's just easy, it's just a few points, the difference.
I know. I've just kind of spotted El Giganten in 4th place and 69 points. And even Tempest in 13th place on 49 points. That's 20 points difference dividing the guts of 11 positions. That's kind of nothing. And with half of those kind of 11 positions being outside of the top 8 that these teams are fighting for, it's leading to some very spicy kind of games and some point standings and of course the changes in positions as we will see through the evolution of this phase 3.
Talking about spicy, next game, where's it going to be? It's going to be on Sanhok. The jungle map going to be really fun. Last time it was taken over by Jokers. Let's see if they can do it again. Just see you back in just a few short minutes. Thank you so much for waiting. We are back at it again for another game of Sanhok. Once again, the controversial map. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm definitely having a lot of fun with it so far.
Yeah, of course, it's raised a kind of a lot of questions on whether it's ready, whether it's right for competitive, but it's here, and it's here to stay for now, and these teams have to do what they can to extract the best results from the map. We saw yesterday Jokers had a great kind of high ground position, but they also did a great flank around PG-18 to help secure that chicken dinner for themselves. But I gotta say, like, Istanbul Wildcats, standout team for me today, especially coming into today's games on top of the table to get a chicken dinner, to get a second place from a placement point of view. Great job from them.
Yeah, great job from that team. Gonna have this playing really pretty central. Once again, it is such a small map at 4x4. You can get Betty basically anywhere you want. So a few teams going to rotate. Team Unique this time around going for the northern section, which is going to be interesting. Brute Force last time what they did a 2-2 split, having 2 members in Paradise Resort, then proceeding to get back together ASAP. And actually a few teams going towards Paradise Resort. Will we have an early game clash? We'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, we had a 4 Kings versus PG-18 fight in boot camp. Will that happen again? I'm not too sure because a few teams are actually going for that same location, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be taken over by the forces of PG-18. But better luck next time, also on top. But they're going to continue towards the likes of, in the direction of Camp Alpha.
Yeah, they're going to head towards either Camp Alpha, just the compounds outside of Camp Alpha. You also have Runes that's being taken over by huge potential. I think Gigantin are going for a bit of a split across the island area of the southern side. But yeah, Brute Force occupying Paradise Resort. Eastern Bull Wildcats having a bit of a split up outside of Paradise Resort. Team Unique up in the north side. You have Red Foxes there going for a bit of a kind of a 2-1-1 split. And then Tempest kind of also going on a 2-1-1 split. Ooh. But that circle, same. I don't know if it could be any more southern.
I mean, it's a kind of similar. We had this zone like 3 times so far. One time in Group A, and then this is the second time in Group B that we have in this one. So they know their rotations. It's going to be kind of similar. And let's not forget, once again, this circle yesterday was taken over by Jokers because they got in such a central location so early on. If they can try and repeat that and we have the same kind of like similar shifts, which I wouldn't really be surprised of that happening, that could really go to the direction of Jokers.
But Team Moops, they could find themselves in a good position to do a little bit of kind of river gatekeeping.
It's Painan, yeah.
In Painan. Because a lot of these teams dropped up north/northeast. Therefore, they're going to have to try and make their way through. Sanhok is a small map, so you can do it in relatively quick time, which means you've got to be even quicker in your looting phase. You've got to be even quicker making those rotational decisions. And make sure you do it in a calculated way, preferably also as a full squad.
So if you want to check out once again the map, type in chat, !map, MAP, pretty easy there, and you will be redirected to the PEL Esports map stream where you'll be able to see where every single team is located. And because I'm saying that is that because one team that I think is really well located is actually El Gigantum. They are shifting. You see that they want to try and control these shifts as they're going to try and get maybe a bridge under their control, which is going to be huge, but an early fight will be breaking out of actually better luck next time. And Jokers, Daboom, finding Kissick, going to be flushing him out instantly. And that's because better luck next time, they're a little bit split all over the board. Same for Jokers. They're both very, very split.
Hey, look, find a shot, find a kill, get a point. Good start from Jokers in this game. As you do see Ghost Star. Ooh. Get a knockdown onto double from Team Moops. This is, you said, El Gigantin could find a good position. But then Hawk and the rest of the team looking to drive on through. Actually, 2 members driving on through. Where Gilberto is there, but the grenade comes down. Great Kobe for Norcus. To get that knockdown, double is going to get fragged out. Reggie Birdo will most likely lose his life. And I reckon the other 2 members of Team Moops are making the safe call and just going into the center of the circle and going, let's be super safe from now on, guys.
It is Sanhok. Your early game fights will be happening every once in a while. That's what happened, unfortunately, for Team Moops. They did still have 2 members. They're going to rotate to actually the same kind of area that we saw Jokers in the past securing that chicken dinner. So if they can hold that for a long period of time, that can be huge for the remaining members of Moops. Brute Force also going to rotate away from Paradise Resort. That's what they always do. That's what they like to work on. They're going to go for the 2-2 split and try and get a little bit closer to the northern section of this first phase circle. But Brute Force, their team that had a hard time dealing yesterday with 3-man parties, they're going through a portion of the map which actually has a lot of teams. Here it is, though. 4 Kings. Northern Lights going to be trying to find, and does find, Higgy instantly flushed out of this game in this one compound. Going to try and get a little bit closer as Blaston's still going to be pretty damn low. He seems like he wants to get away, but unfortunately, OK Bro is not going to say OK to that one. That's 2 easy kills for Northern Lights as they also get the compound under their control.
Good play coming out from Northern Lights, especially because it's on the edge of the circle. So it means that it's going to give them a higher chance of doing a little bit of successful gatekeeping themselves. All the while, did see Hawkey get done, looking pretty good. Right now on the side of Team Moops, even though they're only a two-man team, they're not afraid to frag out, given a chance, and they have called out at least one member of no tag team.
Station Mike, the winners of last game on Miramar, insane synergy. They're going to go for 3-wheel core rotation. Cars are not something you see that much, but when it's phase 1, I'm okay with it personally. I think that you get to a better compound right off the bat, then you do not want to have those cars, just for the first phase.
Plus, and maybe I'm going to sound a little bit hypocritical because, yeah, kind of similar to you, I'm not a huge fan of cars on Sandhawk. When you do it as a three vehicles, I think there's a viability to it because at the end of the day, it's still extra protection. But Kofest catching out Manny on the side of Four Kings, and Four Kings fortunately ended day 3 going out in 16th place in under 6 minutes.
Very unfortunate this time around on Sunhawk. I can see even on the last few games that we saw on Sunhawk from them that they struggle on the map a little bit. So let's hope they can try and just do a little bit more research and try and get a little bit used to it on their next games in the future. As Jokers, they're going to go for the boat move. A lot of members in the boat. You're lucky that some teams are not on the coastline there. If they were, they will be lasering you down instantly. So that's going to be lucky for Jokers to get to Nakan to try and call that their next home base. Istanbul Wildcats and PG-18 going to get pretty close to each other. Pretty sure they're not going to get scouted. That should be just fine. Actually, PG-18 seem like they are looking in the direction generally of Istanbul Wildcats as they're still pushing on Apocalypse. I think he just fed the information. Yeah, he 100% got the info on Diaz and Recrent. And they're slowly going to try and engage, and this is actually scary for PG-18. They're not going for the... Oh, here it is.
They're waiting. There you go.
Yeah,
Bingo.
It's going to be knocked away. Going to be instantly flushed out. That's going to be turning this fight now into the 4v3 for the likes of Istanbul Wildcats. Another nice few shots on top of Wanderer. Doesn't quite get the knock, unfortunately. BSD going to try and get a little bit low ground on top of Recrent. Trying to maybe slow down that engagement to the compound. That was their main aim, actually, for PG-18, is to get to the compound next to the river. Grenade will be chucked on through. No Kobe, I do believe. No, not the case whatsoever. And now Istanbul getting really close to one member of PG-18. Oh, the pre-fire coming on through. Nicely done. And Recrent finds himself a kill, making it even now a 3v3 fight.
Great pre-firing coming out from Recrent from PG-18. Heard the footsteps. He held the angle. He knew exactly where he was. He was able to secure it. But now Genzo down to 22 health. He turns his attention. That's another knockdown from Recrent. A recent addition to the PG-18 roster for Phase 3. And he's putting in the work. But now Istanbul Wildcats down to 2 players. Apocalypse and Laza on top of the hill. It is always tough when you're going up the hill to get those shots off, but the Wanderer from PG-18, not afraid to try to be aggressive and get it off, find the peaks. He doesn't, yes, he does connect onto Apocalypse to get that knockdown. Laz is the only one left standing as the Wanderer manages to get behind that rock, down to 37 health. Going to use a first aid kit. Hopefully he'll be able to communicate with the rest of the team, but no, he's going to be able to get that knockdown. Sorry, the knockdown coming down, but it doesn't stop Istanbul Wildcats taking down PG-18. Sorry, the other way around. My humble apologies. PG-18 took down Istanbul Wildcats. Sorry about that, guys. As the Jokers now turning their attention onto Tempest. Cleve does get knocked down from Tab. Hjort is knocked down as well. I don't think that revive is going to be able to be put through. It did connect on the Hani. Great play coming out. Leaving Wookie Bookie, the only one that's left standing. But Tempest, they still have those players kind of up. They're just knocked down.
Yeah, it is a 2v1 on Wookie, but there's going to be a res on top of Moon. There it is, Moon back up, turning into now a 1v3. I'm pretty sure that will be really risky from Wookie to go for any kind of res or assistance on that fight. So he's just going to go to the compound, maybe try and snake it through to avoid getting flushed out and losing his team in now 14th position. So he's just going to try and keep that in mind as Kleb and Hjort do get flushed out by Jokers. Jokers, an insane amount of kills in their first few games, actually, despite being very split. They have worked on that pretty well. And Hani still going to be on the lower section here of that hill and that little dip on the mountain. And they should be able to find that kill pretty easily.
But Jokers do have to be a little bit careful because Air Station Mike are in the vicinity of their area. And we saw Air Station Mike pop off in Miramar. There's absolutely no doubt that they can gladly pop off in Sandhawk as well, given a chance. And he's trying to get away. Is he actually going to be able to get away?
He's against the building.
No away.
It's still Wookie. But it seems like Wookie's
still risky. Let's see. Will it come up on the kill feed or will he get revived? All the while, Red Fox is taking a couple of shots off in the direction, from the direction of Brute forces right now. Jebles put down a little bit of health. 25 damage, 34. He's down to about 10. He gets knocked down. Boom. Goes to Dynamite. And yet Tab did actually get that kill on the Hani. Just to confirm that for you guys. Bookie, the only one left standing on Tempest. But going to be very safe. Maybe play the snake game for the rest of this game.
We saw also Red Foxes then. They were trying to keep a little bit of the forces of Brute Force, but there's another bridge in the distance. That's an easy entry point, and that bridge is not getting gatekeeped, so that could be a really nice way for Brute Force to get in circle as the phase is slowly going to be closing on through to get to phase 3. Brute Force still going to try and find a new nice view angle. Metabay going to be down to now mid HP, should be trying to res back up. Where's the phase going to go? If it goes to the likes, especially of the East, that might be a little bit tricky for Brute Force and actually Team Unique also to get on through with their next phase, as it will be closing up. And this is very similar to yesterday.
Oh, baby. Team Moops hold the high ground to compound on top of the hill. Air Station Mygar above. Bookie managed to get one knockdown on one kill onto the boom, but does get taken out. Jokers eliminate Tempest. Go out in 14th place. We still have 42 players left going in this game as we hit the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, better luck next time. They have to rotate from the northern section again, slowly chased by PG-18. Actually, if they're gonna try and find that compound, they can try and turn that engagement on its head. Gigantum also on the west side. They're going to be facing against the likes of Huge Potential. They do have a road to cross to make it through. That might get a little bit scary on the next rotation, but finally they're getting really close to each other. A lot of teams coming out and getting really close.
This is what we're talking. Like there's actually 3 squads trying to make their way into the circle. That Huge Potential do kind of gatekeep right now. El Gigantin down the southern side. You also then have PG-18 coming across. Better look next time. That is 2 to 3 teams. Zolters does knock down Norcus on the side of El Gigantin. Hellrain getting taken out by Marcelic, but Zolters get another knockdown onto Ghost Star, as Norcus does get kill secured by Recrant. Recrant coming out strong on the side of PG-18. He's been a blast to watch, to see those kills pop off as days on the side of PG-18. Turn their attention on the better look next time.
Arctic's going to be the last member on their side, down to now 1/3 HP. He's going against the full forces of PG-18 as they're going to try and close on through. Wanderer on the left side and the other member on the right. And now Arctic's unfortunately against the blue zone also. He's going to have to try and take a little bit of time. The circle just started to do a little bit of damage at this point. So Arctic's definitely might get taken out if they... Actually, they're moving away from that fight, which is interesting, but still Huge Potential. They're holding this cross-section against the members of El Gigantum. Marcelek is going to be the last one remaining on his side. It's going to be turned into a pretty scary 1v3 for them. And here it is, Marcelek, last member.
Plus, you have Air Station Mike up above with Hugstar and Fake looking down in the angle. But now, PG-18, they're making their way into the circle from the northeastern side, potentially going into the path of MJ Sports, all the while Arctic still staying alive inside the blue zone. It's going to be very, very interesting. Huge Potential, they hold that compound. It's on the edge of the circle. What is this phase 4 going to go? Is it going to go up northwards? Is it going to go northeast, northwest? It's going to be very, very interesting indeed.
Huge Potential still holding the cross-section in circle, though PG-18 going to try and find a few shots against the likes of Huge Potential. That should be fine. Team Unique, I love that rotation going on the outskirt to cross the road just to avoid getting confronted, especially against the likes of MJ Esports, though. On the high ground, you have 2 teams, Northern Lights and Brute Force. As you go back on over to Huge Potential, trying to find a nice few shots on top of PG-18, the Wanderer. Doesn't quite find it. Unfortunately, a smoke will be popped off just to try and allow him to escape a little bit further. But that shift was very high up north and really good for MJ and Moops.
It took about 4 teams outside the circle. Air Station Mike, No Tag Team, Red Foxes, Unique, Brute Forces, even Huge Potential. The majority, the only 3 teams that actually hold the circle are Team Moops, Northern Lights, and MJ Esports. And actually, Team Moops are exiting their compound to get an even more central circle location, because they actually know as a 2-man team, if a squad comes into that compound, they could find themselves being taken out. So I like that clever centralized play coming out from Team Moops. It's very strategical, but it makes sense as we still have 35 players left. This is Sandhawk. We're 15 minutes in. Okay. Man, we're going to see a lot of teams, a lot of players come very close together in the next couple of minutes.
Because you have this mountain, especially, there's a lot of angles on which these teams can rest and just hold for a little bit longer. That's why you're not seeing too many teams getting taken out. And actually 3 teams taken out in this early stage. Though Diaz, I'm not sure if MJ Esports...
Nie mogę, a czemu to się odmutowało?
But here it is, better luck next time. ARTCOMP, he just got scouted out and shut down by huge
Pizzę
potential
zamawiałem.
resulters.
A czemu się włączył mikrofon? Przecież
And that's kind of
Zresztą
actually good
musiałem
for huge
kliknąć,
potential now, because
kurde.
now they know they don't have... Actually, no. Scrap what I said, because there's still Marcelic from El Gigantin, and he's a damn good individual player should he get given a chance. But now, Hello Senpai, Brute Forces, they're going up against Team Unique outside the circle, but PVVM knocking down Hello Senpai. Hello Darkness, my old friend. More like it, but the return knockdown comes out from Mackin on the side of Brute Forces.
Jedynka kas.
Knocks down free knob.
Bez klaty jest chyba, nie?
Down two,
klaty.
just Dez out and stand in, as they're going to try to survive against the wrath of Brute Forces.
Making an Aorus going to slowly try and push on the left side here. He does know around the rock. Here it is. The peak comes on through.
Ja
And it
dzisiaj
will be
raczej
the
nie
end of the
ten.
Standing going to be the last
Nie
member
będzie
remaining
mnie
and
raczej
standing actually on
dzisiaj.
their team for Team Unique. Though, unfortunately, there's still a lot of forces on the side of Brute Forces. Aorus trying to find an angle.
Pizzę z florką i sobie
QBZ
popatrzymy
will be
w
getting that
ekran
punch
duży.
instantly done, but unfortunately it will not be enough. And he will be taken out of the picture. Team Unique out.
It was actually MJ Esports who secured that final blow at the hands of Team Unique. But you got to give credit where credit is due to Standen, who was able to at least secure a kill point for his side, as Kofes from Red Foxes trying to dance his way down the hill into the circle, taking shots from both Northern Lights and Brute Forces. How is he actually surviving for this long? This is absolutely crazy.
Ale Marcel,
Poetic
ugra
running
jakieś
coming out
miejsce.
from Kofes.
Perfectix can actually try and
Kurde,
get
ale
nice
klepie
on top
już.
of Kofes. Kofes understood that, he just backtrack a little bit just to get better angle protection from that rock. Though Brute Force, despite losing all their members, they still got that last one hawk that did split away from the group, and the fight will still be happening on the west side. They're going to try and get into the circle. And actually, Station Mike, they're finally pulling the trigger for the last 10 minutes. They didn't quite move that much, but now they're going to get between all 3 teams, between Moops, Jokers, and also potential. That might be a little bit risky. They send their scout, that's going to be Talzera, and they're going to get close quarters. Here it is. Jaza gets the information on top of huge potential. Marcelek still going to be lurking in the shadows, looking for
Boże, biega na 3 typów,
yeah, but he's
nie?
so low in health. He's fighting against the damage from the blue
Masakra,
zone.
nie?
You see it in the minimap in front of you. He's just kind of waiting. But Tab from Jokers gets a knockdown onto one member of their station. Like, bit of a third partying going on. Jokers, that's one of the things that these players aren't exactly a huge fan of in this Sandhawk map, as a grenade is going to be flowing on through from Hookstar. They turn their attention back onto where their teammate did get taken out, as the Tab is going to be the front line. Knocks down Hookstar. Jazz is flanking around. Is he going to be able to secure that knockdown? Yes, he did indeed. All the while, El Gigantin did get taken out at the hands of Zolters. All the while, Brute Force is looking for Red Foxes. PG-18 are eliminated in 10th place. Fake from the side of Air Station Mike, trying to pinch huge potential as they fight against the blue zone. Zolters gets knocked down, gets taken out by Fake. Eon is the only one that's left standing. He's firing off the shots. Fake, can he get it done? All the while, Red Foxes are also eliminated. We're down to 7 teams, 16 players left.
Also, Hugstarter did get knocked on the side of Air Station. Mikey did not get res back up. Unfortunately, the Blue Zone will have the best of him. Also, give it attack team. Unfortunately, taken out the picture. 7 teams remaining. We lost 2 in just the last 4 seconds. Now, huge potential. They were dictating these rotations with that cross section, not working out, and that shift once again so similar to yesterday.
Look at
the 2 members. They lost 2 members really early, and they still have such a good location to work with on this high ground on the top of that mountain. Joker's still 1 member remaining. Same for team no tag team. O'Connell going to try and get a little bit closer. Still has a compound. It is out of circle, so we'll have to try and go uphill a little bit. But now MJ Esports, their team that do not have their compound in circle anymore, they're going to have to try and force up. But one team that can try and slow them down is Northern Lights.
True, but if I was actually MJ Esports, I'd go for a 2-2 split, to be perfectly honest. I'd go 2 up the north and 2 down the south. That's personally what I would do. Now, Mimi's being a bit of a scout for his side, and Perfectus is looking for those shots off. See, this circle is a lot smaller than you think, so these players are a lot closer together than you think. So sending that scout out there is definitely not a bad thing. The final member of Huge Potential, Ehot, doing the best that he can, looking to heal himself up. But the blue zone is going very much against him. He's trying to look for it, but he does die to the play zone. Huge Potential eliminated in 7th place. We're down to 6 teams left, 13 players left alive. Mini popping off on the knockdown feed, taking down Perfectix, leaving Spyro and Deep doing what they can. The grenade comes out, does connect a little bit onto Mini, but now Stratus is flanking around, does actually get taken out at the hands of Deep, who's actually inside the blue zone, but doesn't stop him firing those bullets.
Takes 8 damage every single second, not looking great. Deep down, unfortunately very low. MJ Esports are going to be down to only Junnu now. And they tried to force on through against the members of Northern Lights. They did regen back up. Perfectix grenade going to be chucked on the side. Will it connect? Will it roll down on top of him? No, unfortunately behind the rock doesn't do any damage.
Oh,
the second one will be. Oh my god! What? Just one HP remaining. Perfectix Deep. Spyro now they can try and force on through. Mini still remaining, but he was just knocked away. So it's just going to be still 1v3. Molotov just in case, as they know they got that damage out. But Johnny not going to quite get it, as they do flush out Mini and also Ojala. Northern Lights doing great on this shift. Now they're going to close on through on top of Jonu. They did regen back up to 75% HP. Grenade going to be just chocked on through on top of that rock. Doesn't know really where he's located, but here it is. It gets the information on that pro member of MJ Esports that are going out in now 6th position, 5 teams remaining.
But now,
Nie wiem, czy widzieliście tego najda. Wybuchł gościowi pół metra przed buzią, leżąc granat i go nie zabił. Nie?
There's also the final member of No Tag Team, O'Connell, trying to make his way into the circle, as well as Moon. This is crazy. No Tag Team do get eliminated in 5th place. Spyro gets taken down to the play zone, leaving just 2 members of Northern Lights trying to fight, trying to push on through up the hill to get into the circle. Can they do? It's going to be damn hard. Perfectus turning his attention onto, but Northern Lights gets taken out at the hands of Team Move. 3 teams left, 5 players, 2v1.
Yeah, and here it is. The shift is still pretty good for Team Moves, to be honest. And Team Moves, since earlier, they're just putting their feet on the countertop, just having the time of their life, not picking any fights. They just got to try and get information on these teams, where they're located, so their late game can just be even more efficient. But I'm pretty sure they don't have the information on Joker's Moon still remaining, because they're just locating all their focus and their POV on top of Air Station Mike, on Fake and Jazza.
Straight.
And they're pushing down just a little bit, which is great.
Now, Jokers were a 4-man team at this point of the game, as they got the chicken dinner. So can Moon emulate that as a 1-man army? Jazza is looking in the direction of Moon, but I think he's just looking around everywhere, hoping to find a peak, hoping to find his way through. Moon is just prone down. He's just a bush at this point. He's just a delicate flower, just trying to make his way through into the circle. It is going to be the final phase. We've hit the 22.5-minute mark. It's coming down to these 3 teams for the last game of the day.
Mówię, jak jutro będą grali, to też wyrzucę. Wyrzucę też w środę. Znaczy, może jutro.
Good performances today overall. They do get 3rd position this time. 2 teams remaining. It's going to be a 2v2 of Team Mook versus Air Station Mike. But Air Station Mike don't have that high ground left. Here it is. A nice knock and through from Jazza. Just going to be turning it now. A fake. Can he do the moves with Jazza? 1v2 against Kajoran. There's the flush coming on through on top of Hawking. No, the angle coming on through. Fake is going to do the moves. Unfortunately, going to be also knocked away, turning it down into a 1v1 of Air Station Mike versus Team Moves. Kajoran doesn't have the high ground anymore. Jazza's going to be moving. It's all going to be around this tree, but Jazza on the left going to be coming out. Here it is. No! It will be secured by Team Moves to have a huge support in the Twitch chat. Spam those Team Moves emotes.
What did I say? What they say at the start of the day, Maxman? I said if anybody's going to get a chicken dinner today, it was going to be Team Moves. They take the last game of the day on Sandhawk. It came down to a damn close 1v1 between him and Jazza of Air Station Mike. He came out on top.
Coming out on top. Once again, as I said, Team Moves, despite losing those 2 members, that position, which was about the same as Jokers yesterday, they just put their feet on the countertop, just took the time off their life away, just feeding the information, looking where the teams are located. They knew exactly where Air Station Mike were located at the very end, so they just put all their focus on that. They got moved from Jokers. It's just great game.
Do zobaczenia. Być może jutro włączymy, no nie wiem. Zaraz będę pisał do młodego, muszę zapytać w ogóle, jak to wygląda w następne dni. Śledźcie grupkę. Na grupce będę wrzucać, czy oglądamy, czy... Ale jak będzie na pewno obligatowa, to będę podglądać. Życzę wszystkim spokojnego wieczoru.
So really Team Moves pulling in some strong performances today.
Istanbul Wildcats, unfortunately we losing them.
Dobranoc.